time.
And we're back.
Was it me, my nose?
Yep, sure was.
We waited an extra second or two for that.
me.
But that's
Always
all right.
you.
Get used to it.
Going live tonight. Going live. Kinda.
Kind of
Like a half live. Like a little halfy, right? Little mulatto.
Cole, holy crap.
Yeah, killed it. So tonight,
Terrible in the NFL. Are you joking?
we're going to be going a partial live, where then tomorrow on Wednesday, we'll actually premiere it, go live.
Stop
we'll have
it.
live comments and everything. And then next week, we're actually going to start going live with our show. That way you guys can have live comments, follow us. Hell, if you want to make your picks while we're making our picks, so be it. It's not our advice, our opinions only. But then you can lock in when we do and tune in to us live. I don't have my computer for some reason. I always forget it every other week. So you're going to do the recap.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll start with college football. There was only one game there, a good game. I mean, two higher ranked SEC teams with Texas A&M and Auburn.
Wait. Time out. What are we starting with?
College football. We are official, boys. We are official
It's so
now.
fancy. You want to touch
You
it,
have
don't
that
you?
button now?
He wants to touch it.
Let's go!
Alrighty. So,
Oh, man, my penis just moved.
Sure did.
It just moved.
and we're
Sure
live
did.
when you
Oh,
said
I don't
that.
care. It moved. College football makes it move.
I got two more that are going to get it.
Oh,
the
that thing-
move
this
All
is
right,
moving.
college football. Here we go.
So three
I
of
just got
three out of
chills.
four of
Can you
us.
do that again? I really
Three
got
out of
chills.
three out of four
Every
of us.
time we start college.
That was good.
Killed the money line with Texas A&M winning that game. All of us took.
Bo Nix busted.
Oh
me.
yeah, that was not good.
brutal.
That was not good.
What'd you say?
Bo Nix.
We don't trust Bo Nix, right?
No, I thought
No,
Bo
it
Nix
was not
was.
time to trust Bo
Remember,
Nix
he
yet.
was big
wasn't
man
ti-
on campus.
Right.
He stepped on
It's
it.
BDE.
He stepped
right.
on it.
You can't trust him.
Exactly.
Cannot trust Bo Nix.
I
You already
mean,
said that.
Hey,
I don't know why a lot of us took the over when we talked about these SEC.
Say that
SEC
again.
under.
Say it again.
I said a lot of us.
Oh, thank
Most
you.
of us.
I didn't touch that.
Most of us
over.
took the over.
Not me.
Two fairly high scoring teams for the most part throughout the year, but it was 20-3.
Yeah.
That was just a bad game, especially for Auburn. They couldn't do anything.
Can't trust Bo Nix.
SEC's back, baby. Play
That's right.
defense.
That SEC.
That's what
That
they do in the
SEC.
Play
SEC unders.
SEC
map
unders.
mouse.
Promise you, I'll stick to that.
So
At least one more week.
obviously, with there only being 3 picks this week, not a lot of room for error. James went 2-1. Stoy went 1-2. I went 1-2, and Cole just 0-3.
0-3. That's fine.
I mean, it was
Wait,
It was
do we
one
have a
game.
skunk button? Oh, I
don't, but
No,
it's pretty.
All I have
It's pretty.
is this one.
That's fair.
Fair. Completely fair.
No, I'll save it. I'll save it.
Not a lot of room for error on that one. For our money line locks, spread locks, over under locks, and those dog picks, that new segment that we had, it wasn't necessarily the best start that we wanted in college football. Stoy was 50% on his. He hit his spread lock and his over under lock. I hit my money line lock. James hit his over under lock, and Cole hit his over under lock.
Why
as well.
don't for these we say what they are since they're in there, so
Yeah,
people can remember? 'Cause
So
I
with
almost
with this
forgot.
money line lock, it's minus 200 or better odds. So basically, minus 200 to a flip of a coin for these odds. Stoy's pick was Michigan State. Michigan State, Purdue is the giant slayer this year. So they just got beat.
They took
And it
MSU to the woodshed.
Yeah, they got beat bad.
I mean, it was over quick.
They got
Just
beat
like the
bad.
Iowa game.
Yep.
Stoy's spread lock was Oklahoma State minus 2.5.
Yeah, boy.
That one definitely hit. His next one, Stoy, I'm pretty sure just looked at the total points on this one, was 71.5 with Utah State and New Mexico State and said, nope, that's going under. He was right. And then his money line dog, which in ours, his underdog was plus 200 or worse odds. And he chose Stanford.
I'm pretty sure it was like 45-3. It was not.
It was
bad.
close right before kickoff.
Yeah. It was actually close after the kickoff.
No, that's when it was over.
The first play was
So,
That's fair. That's fair.
so to keep going along, I took NC State over Florida State in my money line lock. That hit. I thought Wake Forest was going to win this game outright, so I took them in my spread lock. They did not win. They lost by 3 to UNC. Liberty Ole Miss over. Again, I looked at past games and said, okay, they both score a lot of points, and I'm pretty sure there was like 35 to 40 points scored that whole game. It wasn't even close. They might have hit half of the points.
Yep.
And then my money line dog was very, very close to winning that game. They had them down the wire, and then they lost. I lost with Georgia Tech. James took Michigan State as well for his money line lock. We already talked about that one. Texas got blown out by Iowa State.
Yep.
James, anything on that? Anything on that? Honestly, I liked Texas in that, and I actually took them outside of the podcast in a bet, and that one backfired.
Texas don't play offense.
No.
Oh, wait.
Or defense.
Wait.
Wait.
They don't play football.
Yeah.
How do you win?
Basketball season's here. It's good.
Exactly. Iowa Northwestern, Big Ten unders. Iowa unders even more so than the Big Ten under. James crushed that. And then he took Hawaii as his moneyline dog, and they lost.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Cole, with his moneyline lock, took Wake Forest, which, again, like we talked about, I was with him on that.
18-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
I mean, I was with him on that.
They were the Falcons.
And they were the Minnesota
They went and
Vikings this week.
Falconed it up.
They were the Vikings this
winning,
week.
We're winning games
The
that we
Vikings
give
this
up
week.
leads now.
Nah, that's
Okay.
better. When we flip the switch.
Spread lock. Cole took Baylor minus 6.5 over TCU. TCU somehow came out and got the upset in that one.
They started a freshman quarterback who looked really good, and they fired their coach.
And quite
decided-
possibly the
Baylor
ugliest.
looked amazing on the first 2 drives,
Yeah, I know.
and then it was over.
Quite possibly the ugliest uniforms I've ever seen that TCU
Yeah,
wore too.
TCU wore. They had red.
Yeah, I was confused.
With their
It actually-
Purple, red, and black.
It looked like it looked
was
like
bad.
KU going black. Like I was lost.
It was if the Falcons and the Ravens combined their jerseys.
That's kind of dope.
Well, then you liked TCU's.
If your colors are red and black.
Yeah.
Right? That is.
Mizzou, Georgia was his over-under pick, and that was at 59.5. He took the under there. Georgia doesn't allow people to score. They might win by 40, but they're
Did
going
you see
to
what
go
that
under
ended
at
up
60.
58.
Ooh.
That was more points than I thought because I had to do. It was either 58 or 59 that
It
it ended
scared
up
you,
at.
didn't it?
Yeah, because they weren't. It was like 45-13.
Also,
the final.
Georgia has given up only 27 points all.
By the way,
all season.
Georgia unders are my theme.
Georgia.
I don't need
That's
SEC,
fair.
so
Unless it's 40, because then you're like, nah, Georgia scored 40.
it just depends on who they play.
It was 43
It's
to
the first
6.
time they've scored
It hit
4 all
49.
year. 49. So I
You had room.
way under.
Way
40,
under.
43 to 6. Like that.
Way under.
They just don't allow people to move the ball down the field. His underdog was USC, and they did not get it done either. So overall, kind of a lackluster college week. Cool new segment though. I mean, I thought it was pretty fun going through these games and trying to figure out, hey, we gave ourselves a challenge with some of these odds and saying, how can you find a money line lock with minus 200 or better odds? It's pretty tough to do, honestly. So,
And I think next week, thanks to somebody,
JMJ.
we're going to do the shitty shot based on these.
Yep.
So when we
Wait, thanks to me. What did I do?
You didn't
don't do the overall picks.
You didn't do all of your picks.
You probably didn't do it today either.
You were 0 for 150 picks.
No, yeah.
So you have all the shots. So we're going to do it based on these because, he'll actually do these, hopefully.
Sorry, guys.
But so do we just do overall record on it? Or if you hit the underdog, shouldn't that be an automatic? You don't lose, but
it's either a plus. It's
So-
just it's worth more.
Let's-
It's a
let's
double.
kinda-
weight it.
Yeah.
I think we talk about
it's a
it and
plus
say
2.
okay,
It's a 2.
or we just give each of them their own point total, 1 through 4. Like your dog could be a 4, your money line
a lot of
lock
work.
could be a 1 or whatever.
I think we just go 1,
1,
1, 1,
1, 2.
2.
All right, fair enough. All right, sounds good, guys.
All
All right, sounds good. All right, so that ends college
The
football.
majority
Do we do-
2 have voted.
Do we do shitty shot overall or shitty shot per college and
James just needs to take a good drink on air for just not completing
Yeah.
picks.
That's
This is
true.
a good drink.
That's just
No,
an
take
incomplete-
a long poll?
Yes.
All right, one more. In quick succession at least.
Yes.
No,
Move quickly.
I can't. There's a lot happening.
At least
in my life.
apologize
At
to
least,
us
yeah.
for not even participating.
Wait, what do you mean?
There were picks that you knew you had to make, and you made 0 of them.
That's not true. I forgot.
But that's fine. But
It's not like I knew. Well, maybe I did know, but
I mean, you
forgot.
get reminders.
that's fine.
Did you
Oh,
do
wait,
them today?
so I
Because
can-
they're due in about 42 minutes.
I can do them right now.
That's fine. That's what we told you last week
Wait,
too. and
can
they
I
didn't
take
get done.
Buffalo today? Money Log Dog. They're plus 2.
You better hurry. The game's in 42
no,
minutes.
I don't want Buffalo.
That's right. That's
So James, you can do those. I can type in. I can type in
Everything
the
else.
picks and everything.
Yeah.
today,
Anyway,
so
we-
you can knock that out.
overall pick. None of us three deserve to do a shitty shot, which is why we're
Right.
not, because we had a solid week. Even though the college football bets would beg to
Yes.
differ.
But it's overall. We're talking about overall.
Yeah,
Where
for
is
sure.
my trophy?
It's over there where your bottle of liquor is.
And
too.
where is my champ is back?
I'm waiting for the trophy.
I'll grab the trophy.
Why would you pull? We don't
Wait,
have
guys,
that button.
can we, like, you know.
It's part of the show. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Well, we were here at 4:45.
Well, it's playoff time for me. So, you know. Trying to beat Ankeny.
The champ is here!
Oh my God.
The champ is here!
There you go. There you go.
So Cole
Thank
was
you.
the champ
Thank
this
you.
week. Still had to pass the torch, unfortunately. We're gonna knock out these this recap for the NFL. Big slate last week with 6 games. None of our teams were playing prime time, so we had to take those Sunday night, Monday night football. Overall, not that great of a week. There was some really weird stuff that happened. Honestly,
I mean, there's just no
This
way
week in NFL was.
that if you look at my picks, I mean, how do I have this?
I don't.
yeah. I mean, you must have changed your picks. You must have changed your picks from this to there.
All I know is just fade me hard on the podcast.
Fade
Yeah.
me hard.
Yeah.
Hard fade.
Hard
But-
fade.
James is like, yeah, duh.
So to start out, Raiders Giants. Giants are
You guys,
somehow finding a way
does
to
not
win.
make sense. That one doesn't make sense.
I mean, maybe the Raiders are distracted with some of the news that happened, but I mean that doesn't make an excuse to lose to
They're a
the
better
Giants.
team.
Good
They
news is we've got a Giants expert in the house that will tell us why
Yes.
they won.
Do we need to call up the Moscolo Bros
Yeah,
again?
you know, I'm not.
Fine.
John.
Let's call up the Muscola brothers.
I can call John right now.
But I mean that under was a pretty.
Did we hit-
pretty safe
Wasn't that
bet.
game at home for them? I
So
thought they scored
James
points at
and
home.
I took the under, and that was it. Everybody took the Raiders to cover the spread and the Raiders to win the money
John,
line.
you're on live. They want they want some insight on the Giants Raiders game. Can you give us a little bit? Or are you busy?
I'm giving my kids a tub, but
Jack, what's up, Jack?
yeah, what's up?
Go ahead, guys. He can hear you, right?
Quick question. Just quick.
Can you hear him?
Giants are back.
The Giants are
Giants
back.
So we got John. We got John Mescal on the line. Go ahead, John.
What are their playoff odds? I want in on that action.
Are you being serious? Or you're joking?
I mean, they got a bye this week. They're coming out. They're playing Tampa Monday night.
Here he goes.
So
Go, John.
we might be back. We play after the Tampa game. I think the record of the opponents the rest of the way is 25 and 34. So yeah, we're in the 7th seed.
Okay.
Okay.
You can actually turn that off.
That
now.
man has
They
had
don't make no
too many
sense.
beverages.
Yeah.
He should not be around children right now.
No, serious. No.
But
Nope.
hey,
Thank
you
you,
heard
John.
it there. You heard it there first, though. John Moscolo saying
Giants 7 seed.
Giants
Put-
7th
give
seed
me
in the
money.
NFC.
Put the money on it.
But
Not
yeah,
to
that was
mention-
just a weird game.
John also coming with the stats off the cuff.
Yeah.
Random phone call.
That
Love
was
it.
impressive.
Thank you, John.
Kudos.
Thank you very
Kudos
much.
to you. Falcons Saints.
By the way, hey,
take it away a little bit on this.
current 7th seed is said Falcons. I just want you guys to know that 4-4.
Heard that.
Probably should be 5-3. Whatever. We won't talk about it. But I talked to Cole off air about this a little bit. I didn't know the Ridley stepping out before the game last week was going to be that affect the team that much. Clearly it did, though, the game plan. Matt Ryan was all over the place last week, but this week, though, it's my Hall of Fame quarterback. It's my quarterback. Did you not see him slaying that thing around? Cordell Patterson is, I mean, what else is there to say about the dude?
He's a very, very he's like a utility guy.
Oh, yeah.
He can do it all. He can run the ball well. He returns kicks. He can return kicks well. He can
Do whatever.
I don't know
Did you
how.
see his
I don't know
quote?
where he got his hands from because he didn't have them when he played for the Vikings.
We
but
got to quit giving our fans a heart attack. That one?
No. The
Okay,
one where he
'cause-
said, because, he plays several different
Yeah.
positions.
Oh, but his mom?
Yeah. He's like, if my mom can work 3 jobs, I can play
I
a
can play
game
with
and play 3 positions.
But
So,
Matty Ice for MVP, so I'll be wearing this jersey in support of him forever.
Yeah.
At least the rest of the season.
Forever.
Because if they were winning,
for at least the
he'd be in
next
it.
3 days.
whoa.
That's
We'll get to
true.
that game.
That's true.
But I want to say, though, like I told you guys, we were up in the fourth quarter, and they're going to give up the lead, and they did. However, this year, Younghoe Koo is he's kicking field goals, and we're winning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we'll beat the
absolutely.
Cowboys this week. Don't worry about it.
So a lot of us were riding with the Saints on this one, and Stoy, I'm pretty sure last podcast he said, I'm going to be a homer and stick with my boys.
Yeah.
And that's the reason he took him in the spread, and guess what? That paid off for him. But that was definitely more of a shootout than what we thought it was going to be, or what Cole thought it was going to be. We all took the over, I should say. We all took the over.
Well, I mean, just Cole. Cole didn't know what was going to happen.
Next game, Broncos Cowboys. Cowboys looked rusty.
I am no longer rolling
but
with the
it's
boys.
That's not rust. Like,
That-
you
no,
can call
not
it
rust.
rust
No.
for a quarter, half a quarter,
Bad
whatever.
football.
They were complacent.
So did
Yeah.
the
They
Broncos?
thought the Broncos were going to roll to town flat because their team is being basically dismantled. And instead, they said, this is our chance. Let's go in. And they embarrassed the Cowboys. And that was embarrassing.
So do you think,
Thankfully, I didn't have to watch it.
Well, I mean,
do you think with that game,
it's a Dan Quinn defense. I'm well aware of how dominating that can't be.
Right. But like in that game, the Cowboys blocked a punt and somehow lost possession.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that's how that game went.
When that happens, you're like, yep, we're going to lose.
And as I told you, not getting Pollard touches will kill the Cowboys.
because he's their best back?
Yeah, and him getting touches makes Zeke better. It
Isn't,
makes him hungrier, and it makes him a better running back.
Is there tackle out, Turn Smith?
Yes.
That's, to me, that's looms way larger than Zeke or anything else.
It's significant, but Dak was 6 for 19 at one point. Like, in the NFL, you can't be 6 for 19.
No.
I'm confident with the receivers Dallas has.
Someone was open.
You could shotgun stat me 19 times, and I could complete 7 hitches to Cooper or Lamb.
I'll give you 10.
I appreciate
you 10.
that. You're taking the over then.
Yeah, I'll take the over.
All right.
I'll put money on Cole.
JMJ hasn't seen film. He doesn't know.
No, he doesn't.
That's very true.
But we were all riding with the Cowboys. The Cowboys did not look good. The under, however, we all hit that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
that
was one that we locked on and we hit. I almost think that it might be good for the Cowboys to get that loss right now.
It's fine.
I think it's good for them
No,
to lose
not
that
concerned.
game right now.
Not concerned.
But
We'll talk about
as
some
long as
stats.
they don't go
We'll-
9-8 or 8-9 later
We'll
on.
talk about the Falcons. Yep, that's fine. There's some things in there.
Vikings Ravens. For me, it's just another letdown game. I mean, the Vikings are turning into the Falcons, giving these double-digit leads.
You guys can have
away.
it. You can have it. Go ahead.
Like, I'm sitting there and I'm very, very happy seeing 17-6 going into halftime, and I'm like, oh yeah, well, this is cool. And then, I mean, whether it's somebody else making a field goal or the Vikings missing a field goal, it's what it's going to be.
You got
We're
the
going to lose
pick.
on a field goal.
You got the pick in overtime even.
Yeah.
Oh
That
yeah,
was an amazing
Wrapped up.
play.
Wrapped up. Game over. Well,
And then you went 3 and out.
and you went 3-0.
yep. I mean, that's what they paid Anthony Barr to do.
What were
Anthony
those?
Barr does
What
it.
were those plays?
That play by Anthony Barr was elite.
Yeah.
So that
What
was,
plays did they run to go 3-0? I was not
I
watching it.
don't even remember. I was
He
so
blacked out.
I just get so frustrated seeing. I don't even want to talk. 17-6. Like, there's no way when you're up that
Lamar
much at
Jackson's
halftime.
been doing that all year though. That guy has been. That's the league
And-
MVP.
and the
Tell
Vikings-
me I'm wrong. That's the league MVP.
I can't tell you wrong.
and the Vikings-
That's why I'm sitting here quiet, because everything you're saying is correct.
Matt Stafford. And the Vikings their defense just looks
Yo.
bad. Towards the end of the game, it just fades every single
Next
time.
game,
Fade the
game,
Vikings.
and then fade your MVP real hard because that guy looked like he played for the Lions on.
Oh, he did
Sunday
look
night.
bad.
Yes.
Which
The
we'll get to this
0-17
later.
was.
Cole, you hit this one.
Bad.
Titans versus Rams, Sunday Night Football. Titans came out without Derrick Henry
so
and looked good.
They did, but
No, the Rams just looked bad.
the Rams looked.
The
The
Rams weren't
Titans
the
had
Rams.
like less than 200 yards total offense.
It wasn't. It was just terrible.
They actually ran the ball a little bit better than what I thought they were going to, honestly.
Why?
Right, but the
Just
Rams
like
made
Cole
a
said,
ton of
It's
mistakes.
the scheme. It's the line. It don't matter who's in the back; they're going to get yards.
Yeah, that was
The Rams
The Rams
They
did
shit
the,
themselves.
Did Stafford
the Rams
get-
did the
There's nothing else.
Cowboys.
Did Stafford get sacked like 6 times or something like that?
It was just so
threw
bad.
the ball directly to the other team twice.
It was just so bad. And I don't know if but everyone was discombobulated.
Somebody called him
the
Carson
play
Wentz
calls
on
weren't
national
great.
television.
It was a crazy
Somebody
week
called
in
him
the NFL.
Carson
That's
Wentz
just how it
because
was.
when he was getting spun down in the end zone and he just
threw it.
let the ball go
Oh.
and throws a pick.
Well, he
right
threw
away.
pick 6, and then the other one got returned to the 2. That's 14 points right there.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that in the NFL. I don't care.
I mean, unless you're the
you don't
Vikings,
like
you'll probably go
that's-
4 and out from the 2. So
But
That's fair.
they're still the better team. They're a good team, obviously, because they were still in it, even though all that crap was going
Yep.
on.
so there's not much. I mean, we were kind of split on our picks that one. Obviously, a lot of us like the Titans to cover. The under hit on that one. I could have seen that one kind of going either way, but obviously you guys took the under on it, and that definitely hit. So that was a good call on your guys' part. 53 points in the NFL is kind of a lot of points.
Under on the Titans Rams.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then-
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
too many points.
way too
Monday Night Football, Steelers Bears.
Want me money? Thank
Hey,
you, Bears.
Congrats.
That was a-
that was a
Woo!
big win.
Woo, James J. You know, a little bit of help there.
Lowest point total of this
It
week.
was the horse.
It was the horse.
The
Lowest
horse
point
Let it
total of this
ride.
week,
Let it
and
ride.
I'm
Let it
honestly like with the under. I didn't hate their under pick. Obviously, we took the over because it's so low that it's
Oh,
hard
wait,
to.
didn't you win that big bet?
Yeah.
That's exactly what
We
we're
was
talking
just
about.
talking
Yes,
about-
that's what I'm talking about.
Also,
Because you had
the under was
Bears
looking so good until that
plus
fourth
6
quarter.
and over.
Plus
Oh,
6 and a
yeah.
half.
There were
6.5 and over.
28
Oh,
points
yeah.
scored in the fourth quarter.
Told you let
Yeah.
that thing ride.
It was insane.
Except for like when they went down like 14.
I still
and you were
said
like,
it.
no. He's like, what did I say?
What did I say? I
Don't
said,
let him
but
take
I
credit
would
for
not
this.
have done it.
Yes.
Can
we? I mean, are we?
We're talking
The-
about this. Oh,
The Steelers-Bears game, like, whatever. The Steelers weren't good, and the Bears aren't good. Like, whatever. Those are two teams that
we're
are
gonna
not relevant.
get in the refs.
The ref hip-checked a player.
Mhm.
And there is no other
Very significant
explanation for
penalty
that.
too.
Well, the penalty was, the ref said, the penalty was not because of the contact. It was because of the stupid
Right.
ass
That
taunting.
ref should have been literally
Two
they,
things.
They should have
Both were terrible.
They
Either
should
or.
have gotten that ref. I mean, I think they have a backup ref, right? Somewhere.
Oh, yeah,
He's
for
up
sure.
in the booth or whatever. That guy should have been removed from the game.
the guy should
Because
be
had
fired.
the
Yes,
player
absolutely.
He
done
should be
that to the
fired.
ref,
Fined.
he would have been
right,
removed from
fine.
the game.
Maybe
Removed.
kicked out of the game and fine.
Absolutely.
What that referee
Can't
done
do that.
was crap.
That's
all.
absolute
That's
horseshit.
crap. Right.
But why?
exactly.
Why would a ref do that? What was the
Doesn't make
point?
any
Like, we're not
sense.
gonna
And
see
he's
it.
not
Trying to
being called,
prove.
like he's being called out, but like he is not being
They'll never get
reprimanded.
jumped. We know the refs
like,
don't do that.
That is so,
Okay, let's talk about the penalty he actually threw on that. The taunting.
Well, I mean, the
Oh,
problem.
when he turned around
the
and looked at
problem
him.
was he
now you're
looked.
not allowed to look at people in
No,
NFL
well,
either.
but he looked at the site like
That
Taunting
was
with
his
his
former
they
team.
called way
Worse.
less
Of course, yes.
penalties this year. So that one I expected, but you can't hip check the guy and then throw the flag.
And then
You also can't do
And then
that.
he stared him down
And then
too.
he taunted him.
I didn't have
was happening?
I had no problem with the taunting call
I
from
did.
what they've called.
I
I,
did.
knew they
Well,
were going to call that, but
I-
you can't not throw
It's
the flag and then
taunting
hip
penalty.
check him and throw it and make it look like you're throwing a flag because he ran
Correct.
into you.
But the taunting penalty is by far the worst thing.
yeah, it's
Taunting
terrible.
penalties and hitting the quarterback. If you could only get rid of one,
The roughing the passer, it's way bigger. Way bigger.
I agree. But
Like,
that's,
I mean,
Spot foul.
but
pass
those are the two
interference.
things they got to get
Or
rid
the
of.
lack of roughing the passer calls last night.
You're getting rid of that one instead of the other two.
I'm getting rid of spot foul pass interference.
Oh no, I'm getting rid of hitting the
I do
quarterback
hate the
roughing.
spot. But
I
that
get
one I
it,
can't.
but it's not nearly as egregious as the.
No. It's either the calls or no
That's a
calls.
flag. I just hit
well,
you
not
with
to me.
late.
Yeah.
Not to
Late.
me. It
I
would be
just hit you
you.
late.
No, this would have
Yeah.
been like
Right.
if you're Brady, it's like
I don't understand why after every throw, quarterbacks don't just put their helmet down because somebody
Yeah.
might hit them in the
Yeah.
crown of the helmet. Like,
Yeah.
15
every
yards, let's go.
every time.
Man, just start being James Harden of football, man.
So
James Harden.
So overall, our win-loss on that one, James had 8 wins, Stoy had 7 wins, I had 9 wins, and then Cole had 4 wins.
Hot.
Or
He had 4 wins.
What was that button you had saved for me? Hey, the champ is here.
Wait, I don't get it.
It's a toilet flushing. Like he stinks. It's just
Oh,
terrible.
because he stinks.
it's not done.
It's the longest toilet flush on ever. It's clearly not an industrial toilet.
We're good.
It's the longest toilet flush ever. But to jump into our new segment with this, Moneyline Lock, again, that's negative 200 or better. Stoy took the Raiders. Yeah. I mean, that one just missed. His spread lock was the Chargers. That one hit for sure. Over under, he took the under in the Cowboys Broncos game, just how he did up top and ran with that. Yeah, I'm bringing it up. That's why I made sure to say that. The money line dog, he took his Falcons.
The champ is here.
Yes.
And that hit.
We had a
My
4. Crushed it.
My own money line lock this week was the Packers at -102. This was obviously before I knew that Aaron Rodgers was out.
They still had a
But-
chance to win that game.
What?
Doesn't matter. They still had the chance to win.
Oh,
that
yeah.
game.
Special
Jordan-
teams lost them the
So
game.
Jordan Love. I mean, yeah, he made some mistakes. Don't
He
get me
did
wrong.
not look good though.
But he didn't look that much worse than Patrick Mahomes.
Whoa, no, that's a different.
Oh, that's a.
No,
I
He
mean,
didn't
you
look
can't
as good as the backup quarterbacks who have played for other teams.
all
the year
season.
the backup and Jordan Love failed us.
Even the third string for the Jets looked way better than him. Josh Johnson, shout out,
Yeah,
buddy.
shout out.
Yeah, you still can slang the thing.
I
Do
also
you?
took this spread lock of the Chargers that hit. I took the under in the Cardinals 49ers game that got blown out. That did not hit. And then I actually had the Bears as my dog.
You
that
had it.
one
You.
again.
The less-
It must just be a Vikings fan thing and a curse because they lost on a
Can you
game-winning field goal.
never pick the Falcons, please?
The
James-
game-winning field goal. So it was like a 40-yarder they hit.
Yeah.
But the kicker in the fourth quarter recovered a muffed kickoff,
Yeah.
kicked a 52-yarder, kicked a 54-yarder, and then kicked a game winner all in the fourth quarter.
Baller.
Bosworth.
But hey,
After getting destroyed
yes,
last week by
Yeah.
Cleveland with no fines.
Yeah.
or flag,
Nothing.
whatever. That's
Nothing.
roughing the pass. That was roughing the
Hey.
passer.
He's a real MVP.
He's really
So-
Well, hey, the Bears kicker though. That 65-yarder was online, only about 5 yards short.
Did you hear the announcer? Oh no, you didn't watch it. So the announcer announced that it hit the crossbar. This thing
Everybody
landed
thought
in-
it was
This thing
hit the
landed
crossbar.
in the middle of the end.
Yeah.
It sure did. I
Bad
watched
call.
it.
AKA,
That's a bad
if
call.
it lands in the middle of the end zone, like you're 15 yards short on that. Like you're,
Close.
It was
it's like,
bad.
oh, it's off the crossbar. It's like, hey,
I don't know what crossbar you're looking at, but
wrong crossbar.
Did they move?
So-
Did they move posts
Right,
now?
It was bad.
so JMJ with his money line lock took the Patriots and they went in and took care of business. So that was a good pick. He had the Jets plus 10.5. That
Oh, they almost backdoored it.
it was
They almost backdoored it.
almost got it, but that one didn't hit. He had the
Oh, 'cause
under.
Mike White got hurt.
This is the one where I have to make my pause. He had the under in the Falcons Saints game when he took it up top as the over. And, well, he hit the over up top and definitely lost it on the bottom. But
Pretty sure we talked about that last
we
week.
definitely did because
called that out.
all I could see is my
That's a great
hand going into
hedge,
my
though.
face.
Yeah, it's a great hedge.
Great
What a
hedge.
hedge for up top for those picks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he also had the Bears as his moneyline dog.
This
And obviously he
this
knows that.
like dog this week's
It's
impossible.
It's
No,
tough.
It's very
impossible.
hard.
Who the fuck?
There's
It's very hard.
Who the freak
you know you can ride with.
I got it.
Ooh, the Falcons. Yeah,
That's
Cole,
like- that's
no
literally the
way.
other one.
Cole's
What do you
money
mean,
line
no,
lock.
the Cowboys
You took the 49ers.
Doo doo.
You took the 49ers in your money line lock. And
That didn't work out.
that didn't work out. I mean, you were looking at it,
We
I think,
picked
from the
on
standpoint.
Tuesday, and we didn't know if Murray was going to be out, but Murray's out. Like, I mean, the list of Cardinals that were out
Colt McCoy came in.
never would have
They will.
changed my pick.
You're
And
the
then
backup.
Another
Yeah.
backup.
The 49ers should have been back against a wall, and they laid might have been the biggest egg of the weekend, considering that they had to win that game.
True. You're right.
Spread lock, you took the Pats. That one hit. -3.5. You got them there. Texans, Dolphins, under. That did not hit.
That's a surprise.
I didn't
to
even
me.
see what the final.
I don't
game
even
was.
know.
I can't even remember what
I
it
also
was
didn't
either.
think Tyrod Taylor was going to play, and if he didn't play, that under definitely would have hit.
Oh,
for
I didn't know.
sure.
I didn't know he
difference.
played either.
He
He's
played.
back. Oh,
Him and Brissett. So Tua didn't play, and also
First
Mills
of all,
didn't play.
Brissett's
So-
better than
Correct.
Tua.
So we
And
talked about last week
clearly
how certain quarterbacks
Yeah.
affect the lines more. I didn't see this, but I would have to guess that it's at worst even, but my guess would be that Brissett would add points to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And
I think
Tyrod
so.
Taylor absolutely does for the Texans.
I don't think there's a.
Um,
What is it?
so-
Maybe the mobility a little bit of
Just
Tua.
their overall.
Like that's it.
Yeah, but I mean,
Maybe.
their points per game and stuff
Right,
like that is
right.
got to be
And then your
as good.
moneyline dog though, Titans got it done against the Rams. You picked them up top. But I mean, you had to roll with that dog. I mean, you had them on the spread, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that.
we hit 2 dogs.
that's a good.
Pretty legit.
Right.
That's pretty legit, especially with those odds. Like it's tough to find a team that's plus 200 because when you're at plus 200, realistically, you're looking at a point differential of probably minus 5,
usually more
minus
than
6 or more.
At least it's
Usually
way.
more, it was a touchdown,
Well,
I think, this week for most of them.
And
Yeah,
with
it's
the
tough.
NFL, we don't have as many games as college,
Right.
so it's like there's like 2 or 3 maybe tops per week.
Yep. But the NFL has also proven that
Yep.
every week
given Sunday?
somebody who is even a bigger, I mean, there's been double-digit upsets in the last 3 weeks.
It's
So,
been pretty fun. Pretty fun.
There you go.
All right, let's get into this week. Let's start with the old college.
You hit whatever
or,
you want.
Or does he need a?
No, I was asking if he needs a
Oh,
refill.
we're
but,
good. We're good.
You're good.
I was
Okay.
asking if you
Are
wanted
good?
to switch this last one out because this is what we have in there right now. Are we switching that last one out or are we rolling with it? The other option is Purdue, Ohio State.
Yeah, I think we got to go that one.
Purdue, Ohio State.
Way more
Okay, so we're gonna start this.
effect.
Are you ready, JMJ?
I'm waiting for you guys. Jesus.
I like how James is over there. James is over there getting into it now.
At ESPN College Game Day, don't find us.
We're just here so we don't get fined.
You're just going to give a shout out for college basketball being back?
Nope, not yet.
Yes, sir.
Got 21 minutes. Better talk fast.
All right, let's get it started. As I make this changes, we'll start first game of the week.
So many picks.
Um,
Jesus.
We'll go with the Big Ten. We got number 9 Michigan against number 23 Penn State. Penn State is favored at the time that I looked at this. I'll look at the lines again.
I'll look it up while you're.
But
Also
when
check it
when
was
I
at
did this
half.
morning, Penn State was minus 1.5 favorites. The total was at 48.5. Basically, the money line on here was pretty much a toss up. So on this one, I guess
Update. We got Penn State minus half a point favorites. Over under is 48.5.
so point total hasn't changed at all. It's just
Oh, and it's
It's a pick.
the money line's a legit pick 'em minus 110 both.
Yep.
anybody got anything to say about this game? I'm
I'm-
going to go in and make these changes quick. and
Yeah, I
then-
don't understand why Michigan's playing better football at this point in time. Offense is playing better, and Penn State is kind of all over the place. I don't
Right, but
like,
the big. I mean, it's
get it,
college,
it's at the big
it's
house.
college football.
Or-
It's at Penn
whatever.
State,
Penn State. My bad.
and then it's going to be a whiteout or whatever they
Of
want.
course it is,
Call
but
it. I mean, it's in home field advantage.
Happy
in
Valley?
college football in
That's all
Happy
it is
Valley
right
is
there.
going to be.
That's
Yeah,
the only
but-
reason why.
So and
sure, I
Michigan
get it.
plays
I
at
get
the
it.
Michigan's
House.
going in a big spot, and when was the last time Michigan won in a big spot?
Also
with,
true.
with Harbaugh. So
But is Michigan a better team?
Yes.
yes,
Okay, thank you. That's.
I also will pick them, but I'm just telling you.
I'm also
You
picking
wanted
them.
an explanation why?
I do. I just don't. Penn State's offense is not going to keep up with Michigan's offense. It's
I mean,
not
there's
going
some-
to happen.
There's good games this week, but I'm actually not really. Honestly, I'm not too excited by the college football this week.
No.
We've seen what we've seen. I don't know. I mean, it's not like we're going to necessarily be right or wrong, but it's not exciting.
I mean, I think we've seen what we've seen, and now that these playoff rankings are starting to come out, I mean, everybody's eyes are on those, top 5, 6, 7 teams. Really, they're not on these teams that, like for Michigan, they just lost to Michigan State, and Michigan State just lost to.
Right.
Again, we'll talk about them later, but Purdue. So that one, I mean,
But
that
in
loss
some ways
doesn't
now-
look as good.
But Michigan controls their own destiny.
Yeah,
they
they
still get to play Ohio State. So
Yeah.
No, I don't disagree. And then they're going to probably, win both this one, next one, and then they're playing in the Big Ten championship. I mean,
Right.
that's a pretty good resume, regardless. Even
Right.
that Michigan State loss is still not a bad loss.
no,
Not at all. Not at all. And truthfully, like what we talked about that game, I believe Michigan should have won if they didn't drop that stupid swing pass. So
I agree.
you're that close from a blowout against Michigan State. So it's just I don't see it. Obviously, it's a toss-up game, which is nice because I do believe Michigan wins by a touchdown. So it's an easier pick for me.
Yep.
Over-under is going to be a little different because it's a Big Ten. It's a Big Ten game.
Right.
48.5, 49 points. That's not a lot.
The over has hit in 6 straight Michigan Penn State games in State College.
Well, let's lock it in then. Thank you. Ride that train till the wheels fall off. Cowboys.
6 straight games. It's hit. That's all.
So it's due to not.
So I'm going Michigan over.
If you're a pessimistic person.
Michigan over for me.
Michigan over.
That's you, Stoy?
Yeah.
Don't lock it.
I'm definitely not going to lock it. I like the under in this one. Honestly, I like the under. I don't think Penn State's going to score a lot of points. I know it's in Happy Valley, but Penn State isn't that good. So I'm going Michigan under.
31-24.
31-24. Yep. I like it. Michigan over. Whatever Ryan said, I was going opposite.
Don't go with him.
Fade Ryan. That's
And
fair.
guess what? Penn State's going to lose on a field goal.
Go.
All right, we can.
Texas.
These are
Ole Miss.
facts, guys.
Yeah,
These are facts.
I like that game.
Go
So
Rebel
our
Knox.
most closely ranked game,
55.
Texas A&M ranked 11th in the country. Ole Miss ranked 12th in the country. Another SEC matchup.
Yep. Texas A&M is favored -2.5.
Yep.
Money line's -138 on them. Over under 55.5.
So the money from when I've seen kind of moved a little bit towards Ole Miss. It looks like because it started at 142 -142 to A&M. So it's starting to move a little bit towards Ole Miss. Some people are liking them. I mean, after what Texas A&M just did to an Auburn team that beat Ole Miss, I don't know that I can agree with that.
Yeah, I completely agree. And watching Ole Miss 2 weeks ago now, I mean, maybe they're healthy at this point. Maybe they were healthy last week against Liberty, but their offense wasn't great against Liberty.
Against who?
Liberty.
Thank you. Thank you.
Liberty.
Limu emu, baby.
Yes. I don't see Ole Miss overcoming Texas A&M's defense.
Yeah, because that defense is filthy.
I'm just going to make a pick. I'm ready.
It's easy, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
all right.
I'm taking Texas A&M, both money line and spread, and I'll take that under.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge point total for. I mean, I get that maybe these teams are, quote unquote, some of the higher scoring teams in the SEC, but I like A&M under on that one too.
These are big games. It's getting to the end of the season. There's the unders are there
Yeah.
now. It's game time.
I agree.
So,
James J, what do you got on this one?
Oh.
You love these picks. That's why you.
A&M
That's why you're.
Do I get to push the butt?
Mm.
We got to get our Goon Lock average up, right? It's at law of averages. At some point, it's got to turn around. Whatever it is that we still have to do the
Sure
facts on
does.
that.
Yeah.
I push the butt.
I don't know why. There's no reason not to like A&M. Just smacked Auburn.
Right.
Smacked them. And then,
And A&M can still win their division.
right.
Yeah.
So
They
like,
gotta
they're
win out.
playing for
They're
something
playing hard.
every
They
week.
got to
Yeah.
win out.
Right.
And they've won their last 3 games.
Mhm.
They're outgetting their opponents by 150 yards a game.
Right.
They're smoking people.
Yeah.
So, sure.
Are they smoking them over, though?
I push the butt.
Are they smoking them under?
Can I push the butt?
Pretty sure under smoke was one of my favorite plays to run in
Smoke.
college football.
Absolutely.
Going
I'm
over.
going over.
Ooh, all right. He had to.
There he is.
He's like, I just got to
Come
be.
on, I didn't have to, but,
Oh, that isn't
that's where the juice is on the over.
Where are you going now?
It is.
Leave Purdue, Ohio State for last. Go Oklahoma, Baylor.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I like it. I think that one, Purdue, Ohio State's more fun to talk about
It's too many
anyways.
points. Give me Purdue
Oklahoma,
anytime against a top 10 team.
Oklahoma, Baylor.
Anytime.
Oklahoma, Baylor, at Baylor, number 4 Oklahoma. Last week they were number 8 in the college football playoff, still undefeated, but still maybe not doing what people want them to do. People want them to blow people out, and they're not necessarily doing that right now. The one thing that they have going for them this week, I think, is that Baylor just lost to TCU. And is that going for them, or is that going against them, honestly?
Oklahoma's favored by 5.5, -225 money line. Total is at 62.5.
Yep. So no changes there besides, that money line, the money's starting to go towards Oklahoma on this one.
Not shocked.
I mean, the Baylor TCU game, that's kind of a look over game. Like I said, TCU started a different quarterback, so they probably didn't have much film. I mean, you know what you're getting in Oklahoma. When hasn't Oklahoma struggled to start games all year?
What did Oklahoma do last week?
I think they had a bye last week, actually.
Exactly.
I mean, what?
It's an extra week of rest, an extra week for this
Rested.
quarterback.
In
to
its
look at
last
this Baylor
10
team.
games off buys, Oklahoma is 9-1 straight up and 7-3 against the spread.
Right. I mean,
Well,
5.5's not enough points. Like, I'm taking Oklahoma, and I think Oklahoma will cover. But I figured that spread would actually be bigger. Is
will be.
actually the surprise to me.
It will
So
be.
I would jump on the 5.5.
I bet it gets to that number, 7.5 by the end of the week.
But it just
Yeah, it
wouldn't
might.
surprise me if Baylor leads at halftime.
No, absolutely not.
Wait, you said, what'd you say?
He took Oklahoma, and then I don't know what he took for
What's
his
the
total.
62
62 and a half. It's Big 12, though.
It's the Big 12.
Yeah, but there's
But Baylor didn't score.
Oklahoma's scoring 35, and Baylor will get
20.
31.
Oklahoma's
it'll be a close
averaging 42.9 points a game.
There you go, 42. So
They're averaging that per game.
Yeah.
Who is? Bay?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
so it's like, I mean, that's going over.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me Baylor can't score 20 points? I think they can.
Baylor's
Not-
definitely scoring.
Not good.
I think they'll lose by 10,
Right.
7,
Going to be high
whatever.
scoring.
They'll
Like
lose
all
by
those
10 or
Big
7.
12
It'll be
games.
7 to 10 somewhere in there.
Nobody plays in
But
the
it'll be
damn
like-
defense.
24 to 13 at halftime, and then
And then-
Oklahoma will score 4 touchdowns in the second
Yeah,
half.
for sure.
Like,
I'm
Jim,
following that.
did you roll with your picks? Did you already say your picks out loud?
No, but I can.
Yeah, roll with it.
Oklahoma, money line, Baylor spread, over.
Is it just because it's in between that 7 and that 3 that you just don't like it?
It's going to be a shootout.
That's fair.
And I still don't trust Oklahoma. Just
Fair.
like I don't trust Bo Nix.
Both of those are
completely
fair. Both of those are very fair.
Just like I said,
Although
don't trust
Caleb
Bo
Williams
Nix.
came in after game 1 and was a Heisman candidate, according to people. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, so be it.
He's just better than Spencer Rattler, that's all.
I think they just gave him all Rattler's good stats and then took away his bad stats, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to follow Cole on this one. I actually like Oklahoma over. Big 12, not a lot of defense going to be scored here.
Oklahoma over.
So it seems like these over-unders is
The camera.
where we're...
Oh, like it's someone else.
These over-unders I think we're kind of just like tossing up these to each other. But
Purdue, Ohio State.
Yeah. Purdue, Ohio State. This is our game of the week. I know on our spreadsheet it says game of the week, Oklahoma, Baylor. But game of the week,
They can't see
Purdue,
that.
Ohio State.
20.5?
Yeah, I mean,
Purdue
Has not shown anything but to stay in this game.
they are a top 10 killing machine.
That's it.
So
One
this
there-
is-
they're a top 5 killing machine.
Well,
I wouldn't want to play Purdue.
So
which
I know,
Ohio State might not be top 5, though, so maybe
I know Purdue has 3 losses right now, right?
they'll be 5.
So-
So they had to move up. Michigan State will move out. Ohio State will replace them.
Oh, yeah. So they jumped Cincy.
Oregon's
We're
going
gonna
all
go
the way
through
up
the
to
Cincy?
3.
Yeah, they
They
are.
were ahead of Cincy last week. They were 5 last week.
They didn't play, though. So, Oklahoma didn't play. Sorry, I apologize.
So I'm looking at this right now. I mean, Purdue doesn't have like the greatest losses, but they don't have bad losses. I mean, they lost to number 7 Notre Dame, lost to number 20 Wisconsin. Their one bad loss was Minnesota.
But it's irrelevant.
So that's what I'm getting to is
You guys-
how is Purdue not in the top 25 after winning
They will be tonight.
Yeah, it's tonight at 9. So, 8.
They will be in the college football.
in the college football playoffs? I'm
Playoffs.
talking
Which all
AP
matters now.
rankings.
That's
is what
college football
We
matters.
can't
But
look at
regard-
any other rankings
regardless,
now.
but like you just beat
You guys,
2 top 5 teams. You should probably
Story's
be in
got
the top
something to
25.
say.
Nebraska
saying you
took
guys.
Ohio State way deep in that game and actually screwed it up themselves because that's what Nebraska does.
Right.
How is this 20.5?
I have no
Right.
idea. No idea.
No
Now,
damn
could
sense.
Ohio State blow them out? Absolutely.
Sure, of course they could.
But there's nothing on the field that shows that this should be a blowout by 20
No.
by 3 touchdowns.
What does Vegas know, James?
Something.
They always know something that we don't know. That's why
Where's-
this
know
is
something.
Just, they always
Where's the
know
money
something.
at?
Nowhere.
It's dead. There's no money. It's just
It is dead.
Not yet. There will be.
It is dead.
Yeah, but why is it not now? Like, now would be the money.
I know what I want. This is easy for me.
Like, I just don't. Ohio State's defense, however,
Are you going full Dragon Slayer?
full Dragon Slayer. the total being at 61.5, and the juice is on them on that. I mean, that's a lot of points. Big Ten.
Yeah, but if Purdue shows up, that's going.
You don't
over.
like that one
because Ohio State won't stop them.
Purdue will have to push them, and it'll be over. That's the only way that would work for Purdue.
Right. Oh,
Otherwise,
I completely agree.
It's under. It's going to be 27-4. Yeah, you heard that. 2 safeties.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know my picks on this one. Ohio State's going to get it done, money line. Purdue, I think, they're going to lose by less than 3 scores. So, Purdue's going to cover that spread. And I'm going over. Over! Yeah, I like the over on this one. That's the only way that Purdue will have a chance to slay this Giants. So, over.
2 times. 2 times it.
Purdue. Because why would you bet against Purdue against a top 5 team?
You're taking them
Ohio
to win the
State's
game
top 6
straight
right
up.
Say those
Well,
again.
let's see.
Can you say those again, please?
Timeout.
The last 2 times they played a top 5 team, what did they do? They won. Oh,
Is Purdue
were they
walking
close?
into Ohio
Timeout.
State?
Were they close games?
Is Purdue coming into Ohio State wearing all black?
I don't care what color they're wearing.
That's their Giant Slayer
Can you
unis.
say it again?
Purdue. Over.
Wow. I like it.
Well, I think
I mean, right now, betting against Purdue is the worst bet.
Yeah, but
Was Ohio?
What am I trying to hedge?
What has
Did you see
Ohio State
Did you see my record
shown,
last
though?
week?
yeah, I guess
What's
you're right.
Ohio
You might as
State
well
shown
be
me?
throwing-
What has Ohio
Who's
State
played
shown
better
us
on the
in big
field?
games? On the field.
In
Yeah,
big
I
games.
understand that, but I think there's like a big divide though in like athletic ability between these 2 teams. So Ohio State plays; they
Right.
have not been playing great. But if you were to line them up and play Purdue 10 times, Ohio State's going to win the game 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, but think about it from a coach's perspective. Purdue's going to throw, and they have every wrinkle. They'll go for it on 4th. They'll do fakes. They'll do all of that. It's harder to prepare for that mentally as a team than anything. So that means everyone's going to be on their heels. Not to mention they know Purdue has beat top 5 teams.
Right.
And
I don't
they
think you're
are
gonna
playing
catch-
for something.
You're
Purdue's
not
not.
going to catch Ohio State sleeping. But to Stoy's point, like the best thing for Purdue is that they've lost games. So they literally, like, they're going to be bowl eligible. They've beat top 3 teams twice now. Like, you're getting the kitchen sink and more.
And they are going to be the Giant Slayer. Like, that is their role now, and they know it, and they love it, and they're hyped behind it.
all right. So
love
that one's done. Do we move on to our NFL Week 10?
No, we go through.
No, let's
Stay
do
in
that
college
because you know it's guys. Look what time it is.
I don't know.
I'm
Game
not trying
time.
I'm not trying to be annoying, but you know
Well, you were late. That's your fault.
it's playoff time.
That's not the reason you're leaving.
No, that's the reason why I was late.
I'm Rick James.
Well, we can talk through your other lines then, because we still have to go through those. So make these picks.
Which ones?
The money lot.
I
Money
already
line
did.
lock. Okay,
He
So
has
let's go
those typed
NFL
in
Week
for
10,
us.
and then you guys can go back.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
talk shit on your picks.
Go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go.
All right, first game, Falcons, Cowboys, you 2. Let her rip. Falcons at Cowboys. Cowboys favored by 9. 54.5 is the total.
It's a lot of points.
Both coming off of relatively unexpected
games.
results from
Amazing
last week.
games.
The Cowboys slept walk at home with the Broncos.
How many
coming
times
in.
did I guys text? Did I text you, freaking guys, saying what the fuck are the Cowboys doing right now?
They just never woke up.
They
Nope.
ruined my
They-
whole parlay. The
dude,
Cowboys did.
I think they
Because
got.
what the fuck were they doing
They were in your car with you. I'm pretty sure.
before the podcast?
No, the whole game.
Oh, that's what it looked like.
So what else do you have to
Jeez,
say
that
about
was
your boys?
terrible.
So
Dazed and
this is a
confused.
bounce back week. Wake up call. It's got to be, because if it's
It
not,
has to
then
be,
we're
yes. There's wheels coming
trending
off. Yeah.
down.
Yep.
I
agree.
Literally from a week ago being everybody's Super Bowl
champ.
darling
Yep.
to wheels are completely off. Obviously, still going to win the division. I'm not worried about that at all. But if we're going to stay elite, we have to win this game. Focus. Dak's got to be 100%. Zeke may or may not be playing. I don't care if Pollard plays and gets touches. That's what matters to Dallas. Pollard is the better running back right now. He's more explosive. He brings more energy. Zeke is probably slightly better blocker, but that's
it.
Irrelevant.
Is Tyron Smith playing? Do we know yet?
I do not know
Okay.
yet. He's been out 2 weeks, though.
I just want you guys to know that the last time you didn't have your starting left tackle, Adrian Claiborne, Iowa boy,
Iowa.
Just absolutely murdered Dak.
Right.
When we play the Cowboys, we get a lot of sacks, and we don't get sacks a lot. What I want to say to this about this game is obviously Matty Ice coming in hot. Our offense, is doing the thing, and we'll give up a lead in the fourth quarter as tradition goes. The familiarity with this defense that Matt Ryan has is going to be a problem.
Oh.
A problem.
I don't disagree.
And for viewers, if you don't know, Dan Quinn, defense coordinator for the Cowboys, obviously lost us the Super Bowl. And I think that is going to be the biggest difference for me. Yeah. Now, obviously, if Pollard gets going and we can't stop him, which probably will happen, it's going to get ugly. But that, for example, is a big deal. Not to mention, if you love to quote Stephen A. Smith, the Cowboys always figure out a way to cowboy a season.
Right.
In this game, for the Cowboys would be, if they do that, they're going to cowboy the season. If they don't, they'll still win the division. Don't worry about that. Then we can say they're elite, just like you're saying.
Right.
This is going to be a tough game. I don't think that +9, that's a lot of points in this
points.
one.
The Cowboys don't have a home field advantage.
No.
It's a joke.
It is a joke. This is going to be a good one.
I mean, I'll make
What's
my
our bet?
picks.
What's our bet, though? We got to do our bet.
I'm ready for a shootout.
Oh, absolutely.
I honestly
or
think that
18 turnovers.
I think our picks are the same unless you actually think the Falcons will win, which you may, and I couldn't disagree with that. But I think we're both hoping for the same type of game. I'm hoping for a shootout.
It'll be a shootout for sure.
I think overall, Dallas's offense obviously has to show up, but I think more importantly, it's going to come down to turnovers. So you have the best cover corner in the league right now, though.
Sure do.
Dallas, because he plays for the Cowboys, Diggs gets all the love. He got torched twice last week.
He's the 110th ranked corner.
Right.
Did you know that?
That goes back to kind of stuff that we
from stats, not
right,
just turnovers. So stats, yeah.
So if he doesn't get an interception, he's a liability. Yeah. However, he's gotten interceptions. What the Cowboys haven't done the last 2 weeks, get turnovers. Yeah. So you got to get turnovers.
It's tough to do a wins above replacement, like kind of stat like baseball does. But Diggs' wins above replacement is probably higher than what his 110 rank shows because he's creating those opportunities.
Right. He's a ball hawk.
Yeah, that's what he is.
So
he's a ball hawk, but he's also overeager to make plays.
He's a ball hawk, but he's not a scary ball hawk.
No.
You know what I mean? Like there's lockdown corners who are scary you don't throw at. They're throwing at him. No. That's why he's getting
his thing is if the ball gets thrown his way incorrectly or bad throw, he will catch it. He's not going to knock it down. He will catch it.
If it's a correct ball, it's
completed. He might return it for a touchdown.
And the big thing with him that separates him from other corners is he was a wide receiver into college that got changed into a corner. Mm-hmm. So he's got the hands.
But that kind of dictates how he plays as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. But I'm ready for my picks.
Yeah, I know my picks. We
got to do a bet. We got to do a bet. You said you won't give me points.
There's no way I can give you points after watching the Cowboys play last week.
6.5.
3 is max. Most points you're getting.
3?
3 is max.
Did you watch the Cowboys play last week?
3?
The Cowboys looked like a high school freshman team.
One game they did that.
Have
you seen our season?
To the
Broncos. It was the Denver Broncos.
We lost to the Panthers. Okay.
Oh, dang, touche.
Okay. So you want to talk about that?
Division opponent, though.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3. You're only giving me 3. Something just updated. I don't know where it went.
2, do you want 2.5?
No, I went 3.5.
I'm not going that way.
Fine, 3.
James has taught me.
This damn thing's going to push, and we're going to win. You're going to win on a field goal.
That's fair.
No, we are. We're not going to Vikings it.
All right,
okay. Ready? Let's go.
That's
our bet. What are we
points.
doing? 3 points.
All right.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we just going the normal bottle?
Bottle and a shot.
Cool. Let's do it.
Yep.
Bottle and a shot. Perfect. All right. My picks on this. I know what I want. I like Cowboys money line. Falcons are going to cover that again. We've been talking about too many points. Divisional. It's one of those divisional unders that I talked about last week. So I'm taking the
unders.
Conference
NFC division.
You mean conference?
Sorry.
Conference. Damn, wrestler don't know nut.
Did I miss it by a minute? I just finished that whole thing. Are you joking? Go ahead, guys.
All right,
Picks.
Cowboys, Falcons under.
That's got to be a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke.
You know it works like that. Now I have to undo it.
That's a joke. Go ahead.
It's your pick.
Oh, Cowboys, Falcons under. Cole,
I will take the Cowboys, Falcons over.
Stoy,
You're looking for that shootout.
Falcons over.
Cole. You said over.
Yep. We got
I'm only picking that because I said I'm riding with the boys until the wheels fall off. Right. Wheels fell off before they played my team.
right. Oh, absolutely.
It's perfect.
No,
That
no
set you
problem
up.
with that.
It's only timing.
Fans of what is this podcast called? Just joking. Fans of Goon Squad, I have to leave a little early.
Ooh, what are you doing? You taking the girl out?
I'm going
Take mama
to sit in the suite and watch Dave Chappelle, but also
Chappelle Show.
my phone just rang and I got to bring Danny home as he's sitting at Valley in the dark right now.
Mm.
So
Yeah, get out of here.
I got to go pick Danny up,
Okay.
bring him home.
Do you got your picks in?
Toodles.
Yeah,
I'll
I
take
put
it
them all
over.
in there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
You
I
don't need
yours.
it. I'll get it.
He's got his computer.
I'll speak for
I
you.
don't need your computer.
You don't want it?
I mean,
I
ahead, I
can
don't
take
need it.
everything
Cool.
in.
Your computer's not good here.
your computer's not good here.
Bye, everybody.
See you.
All right, so next game, Vikings Chargers. Vikings Chargers.
I'm laughing because it's the Vikings and the Chargers.
I mean, so
Vikings.
Chargers are at
Do we?
when I looked.
Do we?
Yeah.
Let's break.
We don't have to break. We're live. Just go get a bottle.
Oh, we are live. That's true.
Ish.
What are
Half?
we drinking?
I don't know. What do you want to drink?
Just pick one.
Okay.
We drank all our banana rum.
The rum. Why is the rum gone?
Where's all the
Why's
rum gone?
Can I get a ice too? Barkeep? Yeah, don't pull a hammy.
Good hustle.
Don't pull a hammy.
Ah, finally.
So what do you?
We're free.
What do you? Oh, wait. It's a noon game.
Yeah.
I'll be in the air. Going to Colorado Springs. Springs. Whatever.
Beautiful
Denver.
place.
Collar somewhere.
That's where's my sister. at.
It's Robbie's second bachelor party.
Hey,
you know something about that.
something about
Something
that.
about
Little
that.
something.
So that'll be fun. That'll be fun to get out there with
Nice.
his boys.
What are you guys doing?
It's just also from like the people you know. It's just Dan and I. So that'll be I'm sure a shit show. We got a VRBO or Airbnb somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. Nice.
Smoke some meats and go back to his dad's coming too. I think he's gonna bring some guns to shoot. And then we're going back to old school college. We're beer pong tournament, all the
Sweet.
cards games, all of that stuff.
So no breweries or anything, just hitting up.
I don't think
and-
so. I think we're
hanging.
too old for that.
Well, and you got
the
the VRBO or whatever.
and we got VRBO.
So.
Right. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
So I'll be on a plane. I think my flight back's at 10. I'll be landing.
Maybe catch the second half.
I'll catch the second half. Actually, they play better and win and do things when I don't watch.
Don't watch.
The Braves won the World Series. I didn't watch a single pitch.
Of the whole World Series?
No, of the championship game.
Okay.
I did in Game 5, and I was like, "Ooh, they're gonna clinch it."
Nope.
Watched. I lost it
Yep.
when they went Grand Slammy.
Right.
And then we lost. So I said, you know what? I got to
Just not
stop
doing
watching. I didn't watch game 1 or 3.
Right. So 3 out of 4.
I watched 2 and 5. I said,
Well.
bad juju.
Yeah.
So, and then I didn't watch Falcons this weekend. So,
I won't break it to him that it didn't matter.
oh, it did matter. God. Just when your boys lose, don't come crying to me.
I do not understand last week, but that's NFL. I mean, everybody's a professional, so you can't walk into a game.
You know, any given Sunday,
not-
the whole
right,
meaning, it
right.
truly is. They're all
I mean, the
professional.
Jaguars beat the Bills
That
9-6.
was probably the most outrageous thing of the weekend.
9-6.
Not that they beat them.
It was 6-3 in the first quarter.
That
How bad was that game? I think it
Like,
was it in Jacksonville?
I think so. Was there a hurricane?
Oh,
Like,
I
what
have no
was
idea. I mean, I don't have
happening?
any idea.
Yeah,
if
like
there
I
was
don't
weather
either.
or
It
what,
just
but
like to me that one's just not. It didn't make sense.
yeah, just the NFL in general last week was crazy.
But the NFL is good at that. And however, I will say this again: the NFC is stronger than the AFC.
Yes. Switch. Nope, just kidding. We're good.
Downstairs.
No, he knows. You
I
know why he knows?
had the small circle.
Would
in
I have
there.
it full?
Mhm.
Because mine was gone. Smells like a bourbon. What is this?
Little 4 roses. Little 4 roses.
Ooh, 4 roses. Doesn't taste like roses.
really smell like ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, man. What a song. All right, so
Dominated that one.
Vikings Chargers. Back to the back to this.
Vikings Chargers. Yeah.
Is
Vikings
it still at
fan-
-2.5?
Yes.
Yeah.
And still 51.5 for total.
I can't confirm that. No, it's 52.5 now.
52.5.
How's
so,
it going up?
Because the Vikings
And Chargers are -152.
The Vikings are scoring.
Minus
They're
one.
still scoring, however much. Last week they scored 31 points.
However much.
Well, if they're scoring 31 points in losses, yeah, that's gonna be.
A lot of times they're scoring 3 less than the other team.
Yeah,
It's usually their 3.
which
They
makes sense.
miss.
Which makes sense why the Chargers are -2.5 right now,
It does.
because they're probably gonna kick a field goal and win this game.
Quick shout out, Jordan Cashit. Sorry about your Vikings, buddy.
Jordan Cole seems to add us on Twitter a lot together, so I feel your pain. I feel like we're in this together now.
Hey, can you start adding me just so I can start making jokes behind it? You're dying.
Yeah, it's fine.
I just
That's
wanna be
fair.
involved.
The Vikings, their offense looks so good for, obviously it's a first half thing or it's a first drive thing. It's early in the game. And then they just fall off the map and they go 3 and out. There's punt after punt after punt.
Which number is he?
Their defense, he's number 4. Their defense just gets tired. And then teams start to come back, teams start to score. And then all of a sudden their defense makes a play in overtime. Makes a good play in overtime. And again, the offense goes 3 and out. Like this, it's a tale as old as time at this point. And they're running some would say, an archaic offense at times. That is just...
I think J&J would say they run an Iowa offense.
Yeah, that's...
Right, but
But they're still...
they have players.
Right.
They do.
Like Iowa doesn't. I mean, honestly, they don't have a ton of players. Like Minnesota has players.
Yeah. And I think the thing that... So it was funny. I was scrolling through Twitter today, and it was Stephon Diggs pictured in a Vikings uniform, and it was him quoting saying, "This team is going to be a running team, and I want my value to be there."
Mm-hmm.
And he got out, and he's with the Bills. The Bills...
Yeah, but the Bills are not.
I wouldn't say this...
They just feature him,
Right. But
which is fine.
that's what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to be the featured guy, and when he was there, Adam Thielen was getting a ton of touches.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Rudolph getting a ton of touches.
They've had the same score in back-to-back games.
Mm-hmm.
Weird is that?
Right.
Anyway, sorry, off top. Well, not off topic. It's the Chargers.
But the Chargers,
they've had the same.
But the Chargers and the Vikings,
they're the same damn team.
they're the same team. The only difference this year has been they've got the quarterback that has seemingly
Correct.
corrected the Vikings issue. It's
Yeah.
like they don't lose every time you think they're going to lose in a disaster game-winning field goal like the Vikings. You just know. Whereas the Vikings corrected that a little bit this year too.
Yeah.
But like Herbert has the Charger fan base having to feel more confident and in the game situations.
So, and I think to go along with that, yeah, you can say, so Kirk Cousins is missing some deep throws. He's missing some targets down the field. Don't get me wrong.
Always
He throws behind the sticks a lot. But at the same time, he's controlling the ball. He's not turning the ball over.
Right.
He's still got touchdowns. Their takeaway ratio is much better. They don't give the ball up. They're taking care of the football, probably because they run the ball. When they give the ball up, they're punting, who Jordan Berry, shout out. That's probably what keeps them in the games because teams have to have 95-yard drives every single time.
So you know what's happening? You said this with the Vikings are becoming the Falcons. What I will say, besides losing games and losing leads, is I think the mentality is happening. Well, it's already happened with their coaching staff, but it is now affecting games late. And I never bought into that after we lost 28-3 in the Super Bowl. Sorry, I needed a minute. The mental piece of a whole team is now being built into the culture of you can't finish games.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
And not the players. Like, they'll go to a different team and dominate. But now, as a culture of that team, with that coaching staff, it's being built in that they lose games like that.
yeah. And so even Adam Thielen came out, and that dude's not a vocal dude, keeps his head down, plays. I mean, he's a Cinderella story coming. Walk on at Minnesota State Mankato, gets a random tryout with the Vikings, comes in, and now he's
One of the best in the league.
He's one of the best in the league. I mean, he catches a ton of touchdowns. He's got really, really good hands. He might not burn you on everything, but he's a great route runner.
Yeah.
Catches the ball in the end zone, and I mean, he's a good target. He came out and said, "It's getting old. This is getting old. These games are getting old." And that's all he could say was, "It's getting old. It's getting old," over and over again. And for a guy like that to come out and say that, it's starting to get to them.
Problem.
They're just
not
out on
them.
the coaching staff.
It's the coaching staff, but it's now infested that locker room. And
And these guys are on with social media. And
FanDuel
different stuff
just
like
yelled
that.
at me that we were on for 33 minutes without betting $0.
How dare us?
Yeah, how dare us?
And it's a social media thing aspect too. Like, this is getting back to the players so quick.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately. They're seeing themselves get tagged. Even if they, some people don't even have social media, or they get off, which is probably smartest thing that professional athletes can do, unless they're using the platform for good. But they're seeing it immediately, and that affects the mindset.
Oh. So, with that being said.
With that being said, oh, man.
Well,
This is a
Can the Vikings out Chargers? The Chargers?
This is
I like how you put that.
This is, I think, the one, like I've said it, I think maybe hinted at it in the past, but I think this is, at this point, it's almost like a win or done. Like, if they win this game, I think they still have a chance to maybe make the playoffs, maybe make that push. They're 3-5 right now. They're not completely out of it.
Right.
If they lose this game, I think it's just going to start a snowball effect, and they're going to start losing games because
because they have Packers, then Niners, they'll beat the Lions, and then Steelers. So,
they'll
but
beat.
those
correct.
are 3 out of 4. Those are winnable games, and even the Packers aren't blowing teams out.
Right.
if you lose this, though, does your mindset saying that, this is going to be a struggle?
Right.
That's
That's
the thing.
what I'm saying.
He's right.
Yeah.
So on this one, I'm rolling with them. I'm going Vikings money line. I'm going Vikings spread, and I'm taking the over. They're scoring so many points, and they're going to keep scoring.
Is this a gut check bet for you then? Like, you're hoping and willing them into this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Like, this is one of those, like, I'm sitting here in my gut saying,
You have
if
to.
you don't
By the
win
way.
this game, it's going to be very, very hard to come back from, and there's going to be a snowball effect.
Yeah.
And those seemingly winnable games become seemingly losable games.
Right.
JMJ went Chargers over. I will follow him.
As will I. I think it's
Just-
I think it's a pick'em game because honestly,
It
I
is.
think the winning team wins on a game-winning field goal.
Correct. You're not
Because
wrong.
that's what these two teams do. The Chargers have more
better
recently won more games
Oh,
on
like
a
that?
game-winning
Yeah.
field goal. I trust Herbert in a last-minute drive more than Cousins.
Agreed.
The Vikings have not been great on third down. That's what actually killed them this last week.
Yep.
Obviously, a second-half collapse, but third down collapse as much as anything, and definitely going to trust the
It'll be
Chargers to get it done.
It'll be 30-27.
I mean, it's tough on that to look at that from a standpoint, though. Like, Kirk Cousins hasn't been bad on late drives. Like, he's been good on late drives. I think what it is I think sometimes the ball gets taken out of his hands a little too quick. Like, they're playing for a field goal rather than playing to put the game away.
Right, back
when
to
they
coaching,
play
though.
when they play for a field goal, I mean, they're shooting themselves in the foot at this point. You've
Mm-hmm.
missed several, so I think it's just one of those things. That's why I'm
Real
riding
quick,
with them.
I want to ask you. So the Chargers had this issue when they had Phillip Rivers for all those years.
Yeah.
that was the Phillip. It was
Yep.
now it's the Kirk Cousins thing. It's kind of like transferred over. Phillip Rivers or Kirk Cousins?
I'll let him go first.
You have a strong opinion on this?
No-brainer, Rivers.
I mean, I want to say no brainer, but
Rivers is loose with the football.
yeah, Cousins takes care of the football a little bit better. I think it's a lot closer. I think I lean towards Rivers, maybe, because but I think there's a lot of similarities. Like, when you see Cousins get fired up, like, I feel like it's a lot like Rivers.
Yeah,
But Rivers is always. This is the thing. Rivers is just
like
that
11
gamer.
kids, okay?
That guy just sits there and
He
talks
shoots
smack.
his shot.
Like, I think some of
Right.
the best things that I've seen about Phillip Rivers are when he just, like, sits there and he just talks shit.
Right.
That dude talks shit at any point. He might get planted, and then he's screaming. That's one of my favorite videos of Phillip Rivers. He gets planted. He throws. I mean, I don't even know how long this pass was, but the guy that tackled him picks him up, and then Phillip Rivers pats him on the helmet. Oops, sorry. And then starts getting in his ear.
James.
Just gets in his ear and just starts screaming at him. And the ref has to come over and just push him away.
That's why.
That's
no-brainer.
Rivers.
No-brainer.
I think it's just that mentality, but I think their
mentality.
play is a lot closer than what.
I don't, because I think that Rivers has never had a line block for him ever in his career. He was always scrambling for his life.
Yeah,
Always. And he had a running game for like 3 years with LT. He had to be a gunslinger, and I will trust that mindset over someone who can do it, but doesn't do it all the time.
And I think another thing too, like
OCs
some of his
change
defenses, like some of those defenses, like you could probably compare some of those old Charger defenses to the Vikings defenses. Once 2018 hit, I don't know what happened to the Vikings, but their defense has been horrendous after that 2017 NFC Championship.
But I'm really excited for this next button. So can we get to the next game?
Yep.
Let's do it. Sunday Night Football, baby. Shout out Chase. Chase coming through with the buttons, baby. Let's go.
He finally figured out how to work the board.
Hey, I don't know what it was the first time when I tried dragging these, and now all of a sudden it drags over perfect.
Let's go. Chiefs, Raiders. First of all, you Raiders for last week. However, this week, the Chiefs do not look good. I don't care if they beat the Packers, who they should have beat, because Packers didn't have anybody playing.
Well, they had everybody playing except for Rodgers.
Which is everybody.
Oh, that's fair. But
I mean, you spoke of it like that's the highest.
Jordan Love didn't look good.
Scoring, highest
he
point.
was worth
scoring
7. Lost by 6.
Jordan Love does not look like the future at this point in time.
No.
Does not.
He's
Does
the
not
worst
look as
backup we've seen this year.
Yeah. And he was drafted to run a team.
Right.
The other guys they're backups.
Right.
Like they're backup.
And they can say what they want. Like, he played all preseason. He played all offseason.
He did it last year too.
He got first team reps.
He got
first
played
team
with
reps.
his top guys.
He went most of the year thinking he was it because Aaron Rodgers was gone.
I don't know. He looks scared to me.
Oh, it was not good.
Right.
Now, maybe he come out and be good and later. Not this season.
No.
I mean,
We'll
see. I mean, he still potentially has that.
You guys,
chance to play
Mahomes.
this
There's
next
something
weekend.
wrong with Mahomes. Ever since the last year's playoff run, we'll say it probably every week. He doesn't look good.
Right. Yeah.
Dumb mistakes.
I mean, they went
the whole thing
right down the field first possession.
They usually do, and then
Call
the same plays. I don't understand what's happening.
I think it's more so like they have to keep more so than they've had to, which is very tough with Mahomes. They have to keep him on script more. And I don't know what is causing that. I mean, try to watch from a quarterback standpoint and kind of see. This week it wasn't as much, but a lot of times now he's leaving the pocket for no reason, and a lot of that trends back to last year when the O-line was so bad that he had to, that he just started doing it when he didn't have to. And so if they can get him back in the pocket, and he was better this week, the points didn't show it, but he stayed in the pocket when he should be staying in the pocket more. Guys got to start getting open. That's the other thing is the Chiefs receivers have become so just almost like it's calculated that they're going to do scramble drill. And I mean, we do that in practice or whatever.
It's recess.
And then, so like you just do it, and then 5 seconds go off, and the coach blows the whistle, and then you run around literally like what Mahomes looks like a lot.
And they're probably doing it at 3
and
now.
so when the receivers don't complete a route and Mahomes actually stays in the pocket, they're not open because they're getting ready to go scramble again. It's, I'm going to hook and then go and then go. And now that's when Kelsey gets the big play down the middle or Tyreek gets the big play behind the defense. And the Chiefs just need to get back to we are good enough, we are athletic enough, we are schemed enough to have guys open against a cover 2. And then the other thing that comes back to is if teams are going to play high shell cover 2, they have to run the football.
They're challenging you, literally challenge you.
The thing is, too, and you just mentioned it, like it's not like their receivers are sitting in a zone and waiting for. They are, okay, this alarm clock or this body clock in their head says, nope, I got to scramble here. They're not sitting in a zone saying, hey, I found a zone, I found a soft spot, hit me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what I think is the biggest difference between, and it was in the playoff run too, actually, toot my own horn here, but the Falcons last year showed the NFL that play match zone because they're going to run the routes for 2.5, 3 seconds.
Right.
Match them now. He's going to scramble. He has nowhere to go now.
Right.
And that's what teams are doing. They're giving them the zone look, but they're going match zone. And as soon as that clock hits, they're matched up, and guess what? No one's open because they're not in zone. They're not sitting here going, oh, look, he's scrambling.
Right.
And they can't figure it out. The only way to figure it out is go back to just run the play.
Right.
Just run the play as designed. I mean, Andy Reid's kind of a good coach when it comes to offense. He kind of knows what he's doing.
Right. But he's got to get back to running the football. They have to.
I don't know why they're not.
Attack downhill, and that is just going to loosen everything else up. The Chiefs have been more disciplined the last couple of weeks of taking what the defense is giving them. It is resulting in defensive success at this point, but I think ultimately the long game on an NFL season, look at the Bucs last year where they were 500 almost mid-year, and you start to get figured out. Mahomes is too good not to figure it out. Andy Reid is too good not to figure it out, and they have too many athletes not to figure it out. So I'm not overall concerned. I don't like the matchup with the Raiders, but the Raiders have their own issues. So
the biggest concern is their defense.
Well, no,
defensively, I'm concerned about that.
Hold on, because obviously we played together, and we have an offense that usually didn't score enough points for us. But when it comes down to it, when you're talking about an offense and a defense like the Chiefs have, you get back to running, you get back to those plays, you do the scripts, you go on 10-yard. That only helps us. There's no way it doesn't help us. That means we can get some rest. We can figure out what the holes are. We can scheme better. We can make our adjustments faster.
Right.
Which, by the way, yes, I know Jordan Love is not very good or does not look good, but the Chiefs defense held the Packers, who have weapons everywhere, to 6 points.
Well, in 2 weeks in a row, their defense has played really solid.
Well. Yeah. So
as long as they get Sorensen out of there, because again, he got burned. He's the only touchdown they gave up, and he looked like an idiot against Lazard. So cut Sorensen. I'm still on that bandwagon.
It's got to go.
And so is my buddy Ben. Shout out Ben Parrish.
He's got to go. There's better safeties on the street. Yeah. Anyways, all right, let's get to it. So we got, let's see, make sure it's all updated.
Currently right now, from what was typed in earlier this morning, 2.5 Chiefs favorites, -2.5. Total was at 51.5, and Chiefs were -154 on that money line.
So Chiefs are -142. Over under 51.5, still there. But the money is on the over.
Interesting.
Which, I mean, if these teams played to their capabilities, it should be, because their defenses aren't great and their offenses actually can do some stuff. However, looking at them the last couple weeks, it doesn't.
It goes against every trend that we talk about, though. It goes against your in-conference trend, and it goes against to me, I'm just on a Chiefs under train.
I am too. And so I don't know if you saw the Raiders last week. I could jump on that one too.
Right.
Unless the Raiders supplement a huge loss in their offense.
Ruggs didn't have good stats, and he was not doing well anyway.
But that's so. Here's
maybe
here's also a thing.
He was getting better.
But here's also a thing.
And the stretch.
Here's also a thing. Like
the stretch though.
That's a name, and that's a skill set that a defense has to look at. They have to play that skill set.
I would say skill set, not name. He doesn't have the name in the NFL right now. He's too young. There's no way. All he's doing is right now was stretching the defense and getting people open underneath Waller specifically. That's been the biggest
because he
problem.
Struggled. He doesn't. I mean, that dude was like 11, 12, 13 catches, and now he's not getting like 4 or 5.
He can't get open, but they're doubling him.
Right.
Why wouldn't you?
Same thing Kelsey's experiencing.
Exact same thing.
So I mean,
this was tough though. This is a tough one. Sunday night in Las Vegas.
So it's not one thing I will say. One thing I will say about the Chiefs Packers, it's not often. I'm pretty sure the game
back to the Packers. A Vikings fan that likes to talk about the Packers.
No, the play of the week though last week was
the Cheesehead next week.
The play of the week last week in that Chiefs Packers game that they showed on national television was Patrick Mahomes throwing a first down to seal the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
How often do you say, okay, this is a game sealing just first down pass?
Mahomes.
Yeah.
But that was his best play of the game.
Right, but that was vintage Mahomes. That was Mahomes not on time, and nobody was open. So it was the correct play with pressure, out of the pocket. Tyreek made 3 moves on that play. He ran initial route, go route, get back, and sideline route.
That's like the Chiefs of old that we've been talking about, though.
Right.
He waited in the pocket. He let nothing develop. So he had to move because pressure was getting to him.
Right.
Not moving before the pressure got there and letting his wide receivers. At that point, if like your corners and your defensive backs, you still have to cover if he's still in that pocket. If he's running outside of that, like it's a little easier to cover because you can flow with him.
Right. No,
So,
it was
play of the game though was that game sealing first down.
I agree.
All right. So what do you guys got? JMJ's got Chiefs under. Well, I mean, they win by a field goal.
For me, I'm riding with those picks. I'm going Chiefs under just because, I mean, again, I talked about that divisional unders after week 10, 61% of the time they're hitting. So Chiefs under.
The silence is deafening.
This I don't.
Because it's going to make me physically ill.
This
whole situation, yeah.
I'm just gonna have to hedge it. Chiefs, Raiders. I'm actually gonna go over. I think these two teams figure some stuff out and they start scoring. Sunday night. I mean, the primetime games this year have been lackluster.
Yeah, at best. Thursday night-ish.
Yeah, but Thursday night's been scoring. So
right. Yeah, there you
It's very
things
uncharacteristic.
got to get back to normal.
The Chiefs have to keep rolling. Continued sense of urgency. Don't really know where Vegas is overall, just from a head perspective.
Vegas, as in
a lot of stuff.
the Raiders,
The
not
Raiders,
Vegas, as in
Not
the
the
Sharps.
Raiders.
The Sharps, yeah.
Just a lot going on there this year. I mean, you got the Ruggs thing, you got the Gruden thing, you got another incident where a guy's released.
Does one of two things to a team: cripples them, or makes them stronger.
Right, and I don't see them having a great locker room. I think Carr's fine, but you can only go through so much. If Waller doesn't get going, and the Chiefs now have played 2 strong weeks, plus have a blueprint for how to slow the Raiders, because look at them the last couple weeks.
Right.
Got to go Chiefs over.
I like the over.
I like no.
No?
Give me the under.
Give me the under.
Give me the under.
I'll lone wolf the over. It's fine.
That's fine.
It's fine, guys. Little hot take though. Waller, Kelsey, both plus 100, both with a touchdown.
That is a hot take.
FanDuel, make it happen. I want that bet.
Hot take.
I want us to have our own Pat McAfee picks.
Yeah.
Give us that.
Our
I'd love
popular,
I like that.
popular picks.
I would love
GoonSquad
that, 'cause
popular
I would
pick.
love that one. I think that one's going
You
to
know what they'd call it? The GoonSquad fade.
the fade GoonSquad.
Hard fade.
Hard fade. So what we say, do the opposite, and we're good. We're good. All right, moving on.
Let's hit this button. Monday Night Football. We could have got Carrie Underwood singing too. I mean, that would have been cool too.
Live
Exactly. I think she'll.
On live. Carrie Underwood live.
She's gonna come on the show. Probably
We can
next
afford
couple
that.
weeks. Yeah, next couple weeks she'll be on the show singing.
Rams Niners Monday Night Football. Good old NFC West showdown.
2 teams coming off of very disappointing performances.
God, they look terrible.
Rams.
It's actually Rams 3.5.
Oh, so that's moved.
Rams laid an egg.
Rams minus 198.
49ers laid an egg in what I consider, like I said earlier, to be an even bigger spot for the 49ers, because they are in a much more precarious position
40.
overall.
48.5. Mine's come down.
And I just don't see the Rams not bouncing back. The Rams are too good a football team not to bounce back. And I think the 49ers are, well, one, you've got the whole Garoppolo thing. He's not the quarterback of the future. I think maybe 1 more week or 2 more weeks, Lance will be in for good.
If they play like last week.
I mean, depending on the record and how the other teams, and if the Cardinals continue to win, Rams continue to win, I just don't think it's going to matter. I think eventually, whether they keep winning or not, Lance will just take over sooner rather than later.
Do you
if
think
they
they're
continue
gun
to
shy
lose.
because he got hurt already? In the limited work he had, he got hurt.
A little bit, but they still have to see it, because if he's
True.
going to end up being Garoppolo Jr. by getting hurt all of the time, that's been the biggest issue with Garoppolo. You look at his winning
He was just
percentage;
hammered.
he's got a high winning percentage, and Shanahan's winning percentage without Garoppolo
don't say Shanahan around me, please.
it's terrible.
It should be terrible. He makes really
Right.
dumb
But
decisions.
like
in Super Bowls.
Garoppolo, he's better with Garoppolo.
Garoppolo's going to be the backup in New England next year.
That's
Mark it
fine.
down.
But that being said, I feel like this is a Rams bounce back game in my head.
Has to be. I mean, there's no way around it. It has to be. Stafford is going to, he's already pissed off. He's been pissed off since he threw those picks.
Right.
And he's going to definitely have a little longer to think about it and get it done. I just don't see that not happening. The defense is going to mesh a little bit with Von Miller. I think they forced, I won't say they forced that issue a little bit, but it was a little discombobulated, a little bit.
But he didn't play.
No, the mindset.
Oh.
Right, overall. It's a different locker room.
Von Miller's actually playing this week.
But he's now actually playing?
Yeah.
And guess what?
So, there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I didn't realize he wasn't playing last week. So
I didn't until like later, like in the half.
And I don't know how that worked, if they planned on him not playing or, I mean, maybe, I think he's going to play this week. I shouldn't say that. I know that for sure. But
so that's a big deal. And if Garoppolo's in there, I mean, they're just going to tee off. The Niners can't really run the ball. So that's going to be an issue. However, I do know that these offensive minds are not going to let a score be low again. No. That's not what they're going to do. They're going to scheme very well. And it's 48.5, which is the lowest one of what we have on the board right now.
Which is surprising.
And the juice is on 48.5.
Surprisingly, we typically see like a 42.5 with the teams that we like. But I think I agree. I almost think that it was a smart move that even if Von Miller could have played against the Titans, like I think it potentially was a smart move that he didn't. And now all of a sudden you bring him into a divisional game a little bit higher.
Nah, they should have played him. They should have played him on third downs, third and long. That's it. That's what they should have played him on. Just solely to be a decoy. Didn't matter. In my opinion.
It was just a game of a lot of mistakes for the Rams. I mean, the Titans did not dominate the Rams by any means. It's not like the Rams defense got embarrassed or anything like that. It was Stafford was the Titans' best offensive player.
Their offensive line looked bad though. Like Stafford,
right?
One doesn't move well to try and get out of the pocket and avoid pressure, and it showed. And he got pressured and he went down several times. Made bad decisions when he was getting pressured. It wasn't good for him.
Right. So JMJ's picks, it looks like he's in on the Rams. The 49ers to cover the 3.5. He doesn't like that number anyway. That doesn't surprise me. And he's on the under of 48.5.
Based off of what they showed us last week, I don't hate it.
Won't be following them. I'm Rams over.
I also like the Rams. Like I said, I think bounce back. I think they bounce back in a relatively big way, so I like them to cover as well. I do like the under on this, though. Pass rush on both teams is going to be solid. I just don't think the 49ers are going to put up enough points in order to get that number where it is.
Late. It'll be a late.
Yeah,
like 31-20.
Yep.
They'll come late. That's just
garbage touchdown to get that. That's a good.
Von Miller won't be in. Harry Don will be out. If that's what's gonna happen.
So this is what if
17 field goals.
Right.
Just 7 field goals.
Are they gonna give Trey Lance more if they do get deep in that red zone? Are they gonna give him more of these like read option opportunities that he's had previously in the year because he hasn't had them as much late?
I think maybe. I still think they're one game away from really doing that.
Yeah.
I really do.
I
think in a Monday night game with this whole situation and Von Miller and all of that, I think unless Garoppolo just absolutely stinks it up,
right,
or gets hurt, I think they wait. They'll do some I don't want to say trick things. They'll do some creative plays.
It's like a hybrid wildcat almost.
But they're not ready to do back-to-back plays with him yet.
I think it's almost like a hybrid wildcat. Like he's gonna run an RPO, but he's gonna run like a read option, but at the same time, he might burn you deep on an RPO because he's just like, okay, my first instinct is not to run this; it's to throw this over somebody's head, and let's see if I can burn him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're gonna.
It's gonna be like a third. They're gonna do it on like a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 situation.
They're gonna go two high safeties and man them up.
But they're going to do like a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1 situation where they're just going to, okay, let's launch this up.
God, but where do you run it at? You're going Darnold on one side, and Vaughn on the other. Who do you read? What do you do?
I mean, I think you look at tape from years past. I think
I
think you go at Von.
Do it against the Rams though. Like,
You just don't. That's what
I
I'm
think
saying.
you do
That's
it
next week.
I think you do it
Next week.
against. I think you do it against Von Miller is what I think. And
I can't.
Donald's
I can't.
the more athletic individual, so he can recover in. If he makes like one false step, maybe he can recover a little bit quicker. And I think Von has lost a little bit.
Donald's playing in the middle. He's not playing on the edge.
Unless they put him at the edge. I mean, there's so many things they can do with them. Seeing those two on the same
They're
side,
going to run
is
so many
be
stunts.
So nasty.
They're going to be running stunts with them like crazy.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Oh, God, it's gonna be. It's gonna
I just don't
That'll
trust.
be fun to see.
I can't trust the 49ers.
No.
After what the Cardinals had nobody. Like, you want to say that the Packers had nobody last week.
The Cardinals literally.
The Packers had
nobody.
everybody, and they had a guy who had played preseason and all offseason
Yeah, they were set up better.
at quarterback and their full defense.
Correct.
The Cardinals came in without a receiver, without a quarterback, without a defensive player, without a offensive lineman. Like, there was no reason the Cardinals had to win that game, and it wasn't even a game that they had to win.
No, they could give a
And
gimme.
they absolutely trounced the 49ers in a must-win game in primetime. Like, that game made no sense to me.
No.
So carry over, hang
So,
over. Where were you picks?
I'm
Did
just-
you say your picks?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. I went Rams, and I went under on that one too.
Okay.
Rams under, baby.
All right.
So I think this one we'll kind of just do this full circle. We can drop down to our money line
Yes,
locks, spread locks, over under
sir.
locks, and
So-
dogs for the NFL.
But going forward, we're gonna be scoring our shitty shot in our championship trophy, based upon these, and we're gonna give points. Obviously, wins one, except for the money line dog.
Yeah.
What?
Maybe a little plus
What?
It's a two-pointer.
So
I'm
JMJ
giving
just
it
put
to
a
him.
bunch of.
From
No,
deep.
nope. I already made his pick. It's the Falcons.
Oh, that's fair.
I made his pick.
I'll give it to him.
All right, there we go. JMJ's money line lock of -200 or better is the Rams.
Rams. They're minus 198 now.
So he's
Ooh,
-198.
just
So
in.
he's right there. He did the same thing last week with the Patriots.
Can you
Patriots
type
were
that in
-194.
So we know.
Yeah.
Cole, what do you got?
Patriots.
Let's go through all them together.
Yes.
It'd be better for segments.
Nope, I agree with that. So I have my money line lock as Tennessee -156 over New Orleans.
Alrighty. Stoy, what are you sitting at here for your money line lock?
I love this one. The Packers minus 180 over the Seahawks. Aaron Rodgers back. I mean, he's going to throw it 56 times. And the Seahawks with Russell, though, back.
Right. So this game's
It'd be fun.
in Seattle. No, it's in Green Bay.
it's
It's in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers is like 90% sure he's coming back. Like, so like that's
Right.
the only, like, I liked that game as well.
Oh,
Here's
I'm
the
just-
thing.
He's playing.
More desperate team is the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
Is Rodgers rusty? I don't know. I don't know what, like, it didn't seem like he was sick with COVID.
No.
Like, he was just out with COVID. So that's a big, I mean, that's a
Is
huge difference.
Is Russell rusty with his thumb?
100%.
Throwing hand.
Absolutely. But
He's been running
you
mock
know what
huddles.
he can do, though, is
All the pregame. He
they'll
goes through every
probably
place.
go in 2-minute drill the whole game.
time. Yeah, because he looked good.
Right.
He looked good. Pregame? Oh, he looks real good in the
Right.
2-minute.
So my money line lock here. It's funny. I had three teams written down. I had the Titans, Packers, and Rams written down, and the one that I circled and the one that I'm going with is the Titans -156.
They're actually minus 146 right now live.
Yeah. You could fade that hard.
Fade the hell out of that. I mean, it's against the Saints, guys. Hey, by the way, the juice is on +3 for the Saints. I don't know how. I don't know.
Their defense is good, though.
Yeah, I mean,
And
and
if the
Simeon
Titans-
started to get hot.
If the Titans can't run the ball
Yes, correct.
and the Saints don't turn it over,
You're right. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
again,
All right.
I mean, Tannehill did not play
No.
really well against the
No,
Rams.
no.
That's not why they won, because they could throw the ball down the field or anything
Right.
like that. So
All right, spread lock.
JMJ coming in hot with the Jags.
At +10.5.
Plus 10.5 against the Colts. That one's still
Mm.
it's still there.
But,
Just
hey,
checked FanDuel.
Juice is
so-
on it.
Juice is on it. I mean, that's in the NFL. We talked about this earlier. Like 10.5. That's a lot of points.
It is.
And
yeah, but the Jags
Colts.
the Jags won 9-6 last week. I have no faith in the Jags defense. I have no faith in the Jags offense. The Colts are winning that game like 31-13.
Yeah, I
I don't like that pick.
I mean, it's
They
not
got lucky
mine.
last week. I have no idea
was a
what to talk
joke.
about.
Like the Jags didn't even
No.
I don't even think they played well. I have no idea. I didn't see any of the game. I know at one point I saw something on Twitter that said that Josh Allen intercepted one of his own passes, sacked himself, and did something else. And it was like what? Like the Bills were literally just like self-imploding.
Was Jags Josh Allen greater than Bills Josh Allen? That's what it was.
I guess. Is that what happened?
Yeah, there's a legit player on the
Yeah, no,
Jags.
I just don't understand how
they just said
the Bills-
Jags Josh Allen greater than Bills Josh Allen, and that's what happened. He was all over the field. He
switched
crushed
mine.
it.
I just switched mine because of our conversations earlier. I had to. I've got Chargers minus 2.5.
All right, go kick to the knockers there.
I think they're going to win on a game-winning field goal.
You did say that earlier. It's ironic that you guys said this earlier, and I'm going to actually make sure and double-check that this is still the exact same point spread.
I got it. What is it?
It is. I'm taking. You can hit that physically ill button here on this one.
You shouldn't be taking a physically ill on a spread line.
It's going to make me physically ill.
I'm taking it because it's the Packers and I'm a Vikings fan.
Right.
That's why it's going to make me physically ill.
Okay, that's
Packers
fair.
minus 3.5 over the Seahawks.
Juice is on the Seahawks.
I really liked my pick until literally listening to the radio on the way here, and it sounds like the COVID bug has possibly struck the Browns.
Yeah. I like the Browns too until that. Yep.
And I've been
Plus 1.5.
2 weeks in a row, I've been a ride the Patriots because I think the Patriots are very underrated right now. I think Mac Jones has figured some stuff out, as I've said in previous weeks.
Same with the Browns.
The Browns got rid of their biggest distraction.
And-
Baker is better when he can disperse and not have to worry about
Yep.
it. He was never not looking for OBJ, but the fact that OBJ
there.
was out there was a distraction to him. However, if their whole running back room is out, their game is like it's play action, and if you can't, who are you going to fake it to if you don't have anybody in there?
What if they put Myles Garrett back there?
Might as well, right?
Ernest Johnson. That's who's
And he had a big week, so I guess I shouldn't feel as so. I'm going to stick with the pick.
I think that's a good idea only because the money hasn't moved either.
Right.
So like typically we see that Vegas knows something before we
Right.
do. And yes, I know the protocols, but that means that they're saying, they'll be fine.
Right. And also the fact that Ernest Johnson has actually had a standout game. And back to my Titans point of losing Henry, like the difference between Chubb and the other running backs for the Browns that may play, even Ernest Johnson, is not nearly as big a gap as the Henry to whoever the Titans are playing.
Scheme, baby.
And here's a point to be said on that. The Patriots give up a lot of receiving yards to running backs, and Dearness Johnson's probably, in my eyes, a little bit better catching the ball out of the backfield than Chubb. Chubb's not a great receiving back, and the Patriots, I read the stat, they have not given up a 100-yard rushing game all year, but they've given up multiple 100-yard receiving games.
They're about to give up 100 yards rushing.
Right. So I'm struggling. The reason I'm struggling with it is twofold. One is
Going to make
the
me
running
physically
backs
ill.
being out, but two, fading the Patriots, of which I've been riding for the last 2 weeks. So I am actually going to on air change my pick and flip to the Patriots.
So you're taking Patriots minus 1.5.
At home. I like it. Live. You just see that live. Live.
Live.
Patriots
I just talked
minus
myself out
in, out to in, or in to out.
both.
I don't know. Whatever.
I just you know what I just did? Faded myself.
That's a smart idea based upon your.
I need to start doing that.
All right. Over under. James J's got Jags, Colts, under.
Can't hate it. Under 47.5.
So let's make this a thing though, because we talked about this at lunch. Jags, Colts. He has Jags and spread lock.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do the same teams, same game? Like what do we do there? Can't do the same team because do the game because it's a total.
Right. The total's fine. Would like to not see that just because you can't actually do that unless you're doing the same game.
True.
You're right. But
you're right.
completely.
And also he's not here, so we haven't really decided it.
That.
But
and
I agree.
fair.
I like his
I agree. Well, I want to be able
under
to
pick, but I don't like his other pick. So therefore, like as I'm listening,
Therefore,
like,
ipso facto, you're good.
50, I agree with you.
But
half the time,
I
James.
agree. We need to be able to make these bets.
Mhm.
And if you can't make the bet,
Then yeah,
I agree. But under 47, I mean, yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Jags will score 10, 17 tops.
Mm-hmm.
Colts getting to 30 will be rough.
Right.
And that's tops. I think 30 to 17 would be the max this score
Yeah,
gets.
but I think Jonathan Taylor just goes wild on them.
Correct. Which kills the clock.
But I mean,
Hey, Jonathan Taylor's getting 2 plus. I'm putting 2 plus.
Is James
he
Robinson
runs
back?
70 yards at a time. He is. I mean, he's Derrick Henry.
You're not wrong.
Is James Robinson back this week?
I have no idea.
I'm not
saying
saying.
he played last
We won't know until we won't know
Is that
until
why they only
Sunday.
scored 9?
I had him in fantasy. He didn't.
All I know is
I started him. It didn't.
Oh, hey.
Taylor will be a
Out.
2 plus touchdown for me this week.
All right,
I don't hate that. But I'm just saying the Jags will. They're a better. That's one case where I'm saying one player can make a big difference in their offense. James Robinson makes a big difference in the Jags offense. Yeah. He's a focal point.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're just. The Jags are just trying to figure their life out. That's all. That's all they're doing.
Let's see. I am on the Jets and Buffalo under at 47.5, and that number is not huge,
I just want you guys to know that the juice is nowhere.
but the Bills have kind of lost it a little bit the
what's
last couple of weeks on offense, and I don't know if teams have figured out scheme a little bit, figured out that they won't run the ball unless they're at the goal line. They'll hand it to Zach Moss.
They have 2 running backs.
They have 2 solid
Singlet,
running backs, but
why would you run it?
They won't run it.
RPO it all day. Give it to them.
And you have Josh Allen, who's a great RPO guy, but if you don't ever run
I don't
out
understand
of
it.
the run pass option, it just becomes a pass,
Pass option?
and their pass option has begun to get
Get
stopped.
Yep.
So Jets figured that out a little bit. They've Saul's the head coach. He's a defensive guy. He's going to see that.
For sure.
Bill's defense is solid enough
Yeah.
that they're going to cool down the Jets offense,
You know what I like about this?
and that's a divisional game under.
You know what I like about this? Is that the juice is on the spread of plus 13.5 for the Jets. If that's happening, this isn't going over.
Right. Yep. And I
The only way it goes over is if the Bills blow them out and then the Jets have to come back late.
correct.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not gonna be one of those.
Just don't see it happening in the divisional game. How the defenses are trending.
Who knows what the weather is, but it's got to be cold. It's up there.
Stoy, I want to see what you say because I want to see again.
me to go first?
If these ones, I have mine circled, I have mine typed in. I want to see if these ones that I have written down are going to be your guys' 3 picks.
Probably.
What is your over under?
Bucks,
That's what we're waiting
Washington under.
You had more than.
Yeah.
I get you.
Bucks, Washington under. Okay.
Ryan took my write it down on a piece of paper this week. I've got all of mine on my phone.
Oh, nice.
What is
What an
what's the
idiot.
total at that?
51.5. It hasn't moved since I
I
wrote it.
saw
down.
that number. I thought that was
It's weird.
kind of a
First of
weird
all,
number.
yes, the Bucks
Brady's
will score
coming back
20,
from a-
30.
Bye though.
I almost called them the Redskins. Almost screwed that up.
The Washington football.
The
team.
football team of Washington is not scoring 20.
Yeah.
How haven't they come up with a name yet?
It's actually I hope they stay as the Washington football team at this point.
I mean,
Ride with it
now yes, but like
Hey, back to my pick. Let's talk about my pick, not the team. They're not scoring points.
no.
I like.
And Henneke we trust.
You don't think they're scoring points?
First of all, I'm already mad at them because we should have won that game. I'm not going to blame our rookie head coach. I'm going to blame our rookie head coach.
Right.
But no, they're not going to score 20. They have to score 20 for that to be even close game. And the Bucks will score their 30, and then it'll be over.
Yeah, and Bucks are on a bye too.
And yep.
So
And
that's-
guess what? Brady doesn't lose back-to-back games.
Yeah, that's.
No, the Bucks definitely aren't losing that game.
Nope. And they're going to be pissed.
I wanted to see if that was going to be my third one or my fourth one that I had written down, but it wasn't.
Whoa, Chase, good job, boys, at the marketing team. I like what you guys just did here. They just tweeted our picks, our results from last week. It moves in Twitter.
It's live.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
I
pretty
like that. But it
Look
wasn't.
at how live
I'm
we are. We're
actually
so live.
No, sorry, I meant it's alive. Like it's moving.
I picked up
when I made this over under pick earlier, it was the total was at 51.5, and I took the over. I'm still gonna ride with the over in the Chargers Vikings game, over 52.5. I think I just don't trust the Vikings defense, so the Chargers are gonna score, and the Vikings offense is still scoring points. So over 52.5. Moving on to Moneyline Dog, Stoy is making
52 and what? I agree because I put over on top.
Stoy,
I just wanted to talk
Stoy
shit.
is
I have
making
nothing to do there.
Stoy's making JMJ's pick here, because JMJ
Falcons.
just threw a bunch of question marks at us on here.
So, he's going Falcons, baby.
He did say he was going Falcons. Are they still at plus 350 or what are they at?
Hold up. Plus 340.
Plus 340. Oh, they're getting closer. They're inching closer.
Because they're going to win.
Are you also taking that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did
took it up top.
top. That's the only reason I took it up top because I'm taking it down below.
Took it up top.
Falcons,
taking
baby.
it down
Ride them
low.
till the wheels fall
You
off.
couldn't find anybody else either.
There was like one other game, and I was like,
You guys are gonna love my pick, and I legitimately like my pick this week. You go
All right.
first, though.
Did you not legitimately
I'll
like
go
it
first.
last week? Did you
I'll
just
go first.
No, I would not legitimately like this team at all.
I don't necessarily love my team at all, either. But I'm going the Dolphins this week.
You guys, and yes, because there's not many. Because of our parameters of plus 200, you've got Panthers over Cardinals plus 370. Probably not a thing. The Lions over the Steelers plus 310.
Yeah, boy.
The Washington football team plus 350 over the Bucks. Like, no. Jets
What are the Lions right now?
plus 350. Oh, no, 310.
Oh, they moved down from 340.
Woohoo. Then you've got Jets plus 530 over the Bills. Then your Falcons 340. The Jags plus 370 over the Colts. And then the Dolphins plus 310. Like, that's what we're picking from.
So I am picking the team who has not won a game, but they're also not the longest odds. They're plus 310, as you just said. They're coming off of a bye. They're playing a Pittsburgh team
That the refs won the game.
refs have bailed out. Last week, they caught a miracle catch on 4th down to beat the Browns. That was just an awful throw, great catch, luck type of thing.
Not wrong.
They're due
For a loss.
to lose.
And the Lions should have won at least 2 or 3 games this year.
Right. I mean, they don't feel like they've gotten blown out of some games, don't get me wrong, but they don't feel like an 0-16 team. And their
0-16?
coach, 17.
Yeah, it's a new year.
They don't feel like that either.
They'd be the first ever.
Right. But coach has too much pride. I don't think that locker room is giving up on the coach at all, especially this early in the season.
And the team's not either.
He might be a guy that wears on people after years, but definitely not
Goff.
for the
Right.
season.
By the way, Goff's still not good, though.
Goff's not good, but like he's good enough to win
You're
a
right.
game. Pittsburgh's not dominant in any facet. Their best player is their running back, and if your best player in the NFL is your running back, you can lose a game.
The total on that's 43, and the juice is on the under.
Yeah,
I don't-
It makes sense.
I mean, wasn't the juice on the under when it was like 40.5
Yep.
with them and the Bears last week?
So give me the Lions.
The
Lions
Lions.
plus 310.
Shout out Ty Weatherman, baby.
One-
We got a Lions pick here. Woo!
Win numero uno.
I mean, you win that. You can go ahead and just win the week. Like I'll give you the trophy.
I'm probably gonna have them at some point as my underdog pick,
Right.
because there's, like you said, it's tough to lose every game.
Right.
Yeah,
This
but-
was the week for me simply because of how bad the Steelers can be on offense.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like that game ever gets out of hand.
No, I don't disagree.
Yeah, but they're just not good though.
Right.
Too.
But
Like,
the
they're
other
not.
thing is the Steelers have kept finding ways to win games.
I'm trying to let's we have
Mediocre.
to. Ty, this is for you by the way, and we will at you for sure and tag the shit out of you. Can they go 0-17? Yes, obviously, but let's look at the game. Steelers, Browns. They're not beating the Browns. I'm sorry.
No.
Bears.
Yes. That's a coin flip.
It's coin flip. Vikings. I don't think so, but division game could be.
I mean, the first game of the
Broncos?
season that they
Broncos.
played.
That's winnable.
Yeah.
Cardinals.
No.
No.
If it was last week's Cardinals, yes, but no.
But even then,
Falcons. Day after the Christmas, we're putting money on this tie.
No comment.
100? Hundo? What you want? A bottle?
He wants 2 touchdowns. That's what he wants.
You're not beating us unless someone's hurt at that point. Seahawks, no. Packers, no. So like three-ish.
But it's not a juggernaut.
It's not juggernaut.
Like,
it's doable, but like
you looked at every game and were like,
yeah.
like there wasn't any games where you're just like, absolutely no chance not.
No, not one. They're all winnable for them.
Besides, I do physically do not think that the Cardinals is a winnable game for them.
I do.
Nope.
Did you see the Cardinals last week? Now, again, we don't know injuries and COVID and all that by that time, but I'm just saying.
Cardinals beat a 49ers team that.
Not last week.
2 weeks ago.
Okay.
My bad. That's
Yeah,
all.
no,
No,
that's
I
not
Obviously,
a winnable.
last week we've
Right,
already
right.
talked about it.
Not a winnable game.
Right.
So now that we're done with that NFL Week 10 for our locks,
It's college.
it's college football time. Go back to it. We skipped over it so we could get some of JMJ's picks in for our traditional.
You just typed yours in here.
What?
So we know now.
Literally just did. But
You
our
know what's
traditional
best about this, and this is live, right? Yeah. Well, it'll be out Wednesday,
Right.
But we're live right now, and I'm just letting you guys know right now. My money line pick is playing currently, and I have not looked at the score.
All right.
So when we get there, I will let you know.
Right.
Go Bulls.
I'm changing it.
I just had them to cover. I didn't think.
Oh,
they actually
man.
win.
All right, so we'll start again.
I should say that was my dog pick.
Again, and we're
Not
talking
my
we're
money
talking
line
about
pick, my dog pick. That's on me.
we're talking on a Tuesday, going live ish
Dog
on
it's
Wednesday.
My dog pick. It's my dog pick.
Going live ish Wednesday, talking on a Tuesday. Like these,
only
a
dogs
lot of these
Don't let the
lines,
dogs
unless
out.
it's Maction, a lot of these lines are going to move.
Yeah, but not a whole bunch.
I mean,
Guys, they fumbled on their first possession, and
It's
then
fine. I don't
Yeah,
want
that's
to
a
talk
struggle.
about Buffalo, Miami, Ohio.
I do.
Sorry.
I don't anymore.
so
I'm glad.
Jay,
I'm glad when we do these, I can't like bet on action because we're in it.
That's fine.
Because
Yeah.
then the rest of my three are gonna be pretty good.
I mean, you do have to. Time
So
to
you can
change.
put Buffalo on the plus. It was
You have to.
it was plus 225. I wonder what it is now. A little live bet. I'll live bet it.
You don't like money?
you don't like money.
Hey, I came off a good win last night.
All right, so we'll start.
You got money to get rid of. You
Plus
got
plus
too much.
430.
There you go. Doubled it.
Doubled it. You know what? For you guys, I'll go live. I'll put a 5. I'll put a 5 on it just because I can't bet on them, but I can bet on them
Right.
live.
There you go.
Put $5 on it
That's fair.
if it lets me. Okay, $5 plus 4. I got it at 460, so that's great. It
Yeah.
went up 30.
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse. So that's good, guys.
What are you putting in right now?
Putting in their odds.
Oh, because you didn't do that?
No, on that one, which we didn't do, I don't think, the week before. So JMJ with his money line lock, again, that's minus 200 or better. JMJ is taking Tulsa this week.
Over
Tulsa, Tulane.
Yeah.
Tulsa, Tulane, he's got a minus
Hurricane over
150.
the
Hey, did we? Do you double check those?
Mean Green.
Yeah, I just
Green
typed
Wave.
Okay.
Tulane.
Just typed that in.
Tulane Green Wave.
Tulane
Tulane.
Green Wave.
Green Wave.
Tulsa?
Versus the Golden Hurricane.
I think so.
Pretty
Which
sure
is
that's
weird because
right.
they're blue. So I don't understand.
Tulsa's the Golden Hurricane.
Yeah, but their main color is blue.
Yeah, but when
Why is that
when did
nightcap? That doesn't what?
Tulsa ever get a hurricane?
Yeah. Tulsa's in Oklahoma.
Right.
I think, right?
I'm pretty sure they're the Golden Hurricane.
I feel like Tulane should be the Hurricanes.
They are the Golden Hurricane.
But why are they golden? Because they blue's their main color.
Yeah, but why are they a hurricane?
I'm asking both of those because if a
Maybe it's
hurricane
a
hits there,
different
it's
current.
not blue anymore.
Derecho Land Hurricane. I got
That's
it.
in Iowa.
Might have hit in Oklahoma. Maybe they call naders down there.
Naders.
hurricanes.
Sidetracked.
They're all
Sidetracked.
Sidetracked.
Naders.
What were we? Oh, JMJ's Tulsa.
JMJ Tulsa,
Tulsa.
minus 158 over Tulane. I actually have Hawaii
Hawaii?
minus 168 over
Be going back to Hawaii in
UNLV.
June. Can't wait.
Nice.
Ooh, UNLV?
Yeah. I mean, UNLV would be a cool school.
Guess where
to
the
go
juice
to.
is? You know where the juice is?
UNLV to cover.
Yep. At 3.5, that's not a lot.
I like UNLV to win.
Oh, you stop it.
Under,
You
just on
stop
under
it.
too. I like.
Guess
it.
what? It can't be your dog. It can't be.
It's not.
I like.
They're not
I'm
even
saying
on
they've
my-
been hot. They're
we're just
1 and
talking
8.
About.
Yeah, they just won last week.
Yeah, they
They're
are
on a
on fire.
streak.
They are on fire. I'm pretty sure you call that a winning streak,
Yeah, we do. We do.
whether it's
All
one or
It's better than 0.
exactly.
right. So who you got, Cole?
I got Texas A&M minus 140 over Ole Miss.
Whoa.
I mean, I just feel like that's a.
Yeah,
I like that.
one.
So, you know what's kind of interesting is
You like
when
that?
we're talking about our money line locks, like none of us have gone up here and looked at these. Like when we're like confident in Michigan or confident in A&M.
Whoa! Don't. Hey. Michigan is my pick, so don't be
Right.
just saying that.
No cart before the horse.
Yeah,
guy
right.
over there.
Jeez.
That is cart before the horse. I will say that. What are they at right
Michigan
now?
minus 110. Coin flip that we talked about.
What,
Why I'm
like
picking
wasting
them.
the surprise on the wrong guy.
Jesus.
Spoiler alert.
What is that?
We
what,
need
what
that
movie
button.
is that?
Spoiler
Big
alert.
Daddy.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
Good Lord.
But
5-year plan. What is it?
Besides
Don't
me-
die?
Besides me picking that, yeah.
the one with the saggy balls.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I like how you say that, and 2 of us picked those.
I know, but like when when we did it last week, I
One
don't-
week.
I don't know if I looked at it though. I looked at it and I'm like, I don't
Why
want
did you say that? We 1 week we don't do it. Then this week you're like, oh yeah, not 50%.
Hey,
No, actually I'm going back to.
he wrote it down on his notepad. He had to say it.
He did,
The-
but like
no, I
last
didn't.
week we had one game. We picked one game.
Right.
That was it.
But it's more.
And
But
it
I was confident.
and it was minus
And my money
210.
line.
There was no way we could have even done what you just said.
What?
I could have taken them on a spread lock.
Yeah, but we were talking about money line.
I'm just saying in general in these picks, like even in the NFL. No, even in the NFL. The NFL has less choices, and we still didn't follow our picks from up top as much.
Well, and I'll defend that from a perspective of a lot of times we're picking our own teams. And personally, I don't like betting the Cowboys one way or the other because I like to watch without there being money involved.
Stresses
Some
you
people like the opposite of that. That's fine.
I'm not
But, like,
watching anymore. Apparently,
the emotional investment of staying away from those games and being able to talk. I mean, you're a Vikings fan. Why would I? I mean, I should just fade the Vikings, I suppose, but Falcons same way.
But then you
So
start to
maybe
fade them, and then they'll win by 14.
Right.
Oh,
And
we
that's
are the
thing,
number
is, like,
7
you just-
seed.
That's fine.
Okay,
That's fine. But back to, college football. Where are we at? Spread picks?
spread lock.
Spread lock.
Lock.
Because apparently our
JMJ.
money line pock, we don't, look ahead above,
Right.
right? Because 2 of us did it.
JMJ
Locked.
took
I just want everyone to know
Purdue
that tip off just
plus
happened for
20 and a
Coe
half.
College at Drake University.
Boom.
Go
plus
go
20
Dogs.
and a half Purdue at Ohio State.
Yep.
Did it change at all? I hope it changes.
No, it hasn't.
I mean,
even know
unless
where-
it changed.
Pick 'em at.
It was down
Within
at
the
20
last,
a
like-
little bit today, but then it went back up to 20 and a half. So, I don't know, just-
Yeah, it's still at 20 and a half, and that's a coin flip. I mean,
Eastern
there's no-
Michigan just kicked off. Shout out CC, Coach Creighton, as well as Coach Nethery, defense coordinator.
I that was literally the
9-6.
last thing I think I said last week was, I was this close to going with your boy Coach Creighton in my dog pick.
dominated.
Guess what
Crushed
happened?
it.
Eastern Michigan dog
Dominated.
pick wins. Georgia Tech.
Now you know.
Now I know.
Now you know. All right.
Story, what do
What
you
was
got?
it? Purdue?
Yeah,
Purdue plus
JMJ
20 and a
took-
half is what
okay,
JMJ
cool,
took.
cool. I need to get to mine. Air Force over Colorado State, minus 2.5. I believe.
Yep, that's what I saw.
That's what I saw last. But
Academy
like, is it
schools.
still there? Where is this game?
I believe
There it
it's
is.
at
It's
Air
a 6. It's a 6 p.m. game. Yep, still minus 2.5.
Is it at Air Force?
No, it's at CSU.
Okay.
CSU doesn't score.
In
but
case you're wondering,
Air
those are,
Force.
those are both in Colorado.
Yeah. But
Oh,
it's
I
at-
know.
Yeah,
About an hour and 10 minutes apart.
it's really just a home game and home game.
I mean, I know where Air Force is.
You guys,
We wrestled them in college a
been
couple
there?
times.
That stadium is awesome.
We
Which
wrestled
one?
them in college,
CSU?
college a couple
Air
times.
Force's
Oh, Air
stadium
Force, I haven't been there.
inside, in the side of the mountain.
hey, I'll be in Colorado for this game,
I've never.
Are you
actually
gonna
been
go?
in the
which is
stadium,
why it's a
but
three-peat for me. So I'm gonna be Colorado Springs. I'm not that far.
Colorado Springs, you'll be
Yeah.
right by Air Force Stadium.
Sure will. Sure will. That's
Literally
why I'm
make
picking
sure-
Air Force, baby.
Make sure you look at the stadium. The stadium is legit cool.
Oh, it's sweet.
Dan, hey
It's
Dan,
sweet.
if you're listening to this tomorrow, let's drive by on the way up to wherever we're staying.
Yeah.
Boys, yeah, I know some of you are CSU fans that were going up there. The money's on them. I'll put my money on them.
The money.
If not, you guys owe me when we pay poker, so I just want you to know that.
All right.
Shout out Rob Younger. Made the most plays and had the least playing time I've ever seen. Every time he was in, tackle for loss, fumble, sack, something. Played like 3 plays a game.
Make things happen. Make things
That's
happen.
it. 3 plays a game. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
Shout out BP number 2.
BP number 2.
Join the club.
This week for my spread lock, I'm going back to my boys. I'm going back to Coastal
back
Carolina.
to Cali. Oh, Coastal.
I'm going back to Coastal Carolina.
10.5.
That's
Minus
not how,
10.5.
that's not how the song goes, though.
That's okay. I just said I'm going back to my boys. I actually said this earlier and said I'm going back to my boys.
They're still
And-
10.5, and the juice is on them.
And
Little bit.
Story goes, going back to your Vikings? I said, nah, I'm going back to. I'm talking college.
Oh,
I'm
you're
going back
talking
to Coastal.
college. Oh, got you.
I'm going back to Coastal. I mean, Coastal's got a little bit of light green and light seafoam green in them uniforms.
Right.
So hey, I'm
Okay.
repping them. I'm repping them on here too. So
I could
Coastal
like that.
minus 10.5.
I like it.
Spread. Lock it in.
Like it.
Cole?
I am going to go with the bounce back for the Michigan State Spartans.
Ooh.
They still control their own destiny in the Big Ten. They still have Ohio State to play. And one loss, obviously, get you to the Big Ten championship. They are playing Maryland. And it is 13.5 last I saw.
12.5 now.
12.5, like it even better.
Juice is nowhere.
Maryland is
Maryland.
just garbage at this point.
When's the last time Maryland was good at football?
Well,
When's the last time they were good at
The
basketball?
first 4 games.
Isn't
of this
Tua's brother? Tua's brother's Maryland's quarterback.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he threw 6 picks against Iowa
year. Right.
in a fumble.
Got
He had
benched.
7 turnovers.
Yeah.
7. Have you ever had 7 turnovers? in a game?
Lola.
First of all, how do you stay in a game to get to 7?
I mean, they were good interceptions.
He had zip on the ball.
I want you guys to know that a quarterback who played D1 football at Drake University just said there's things as good interceptions.
Well, the thing is where
It's
I
called
can
clock
relate.
It's called a
management.
punt.
He throws a
good ball?
catchable ball.
Yeah, for the defense.
Right, but if the defense can catch it,
The
how
offense
catchable is it?
is real catchable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you talking shit because we can't catch?
No, yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes, but that's also like
Dude,
how,
I've seen a lot of
how
drop kicks.
catchable of a ball I could throw.
You're right.
Yeah, and if you run it back for a touchdown, you better bet your ass I'm counting that as a TD in my book. Somebody got points,
You threw a touchdown pass.
and it's also a completion.
Absolutely.
Right, somebody caught it.
Absolutely. Somebody caught it and someone scored.
Right, so
These stats are wonky. I think we need to go back and look at stats.
Actually, there is a stat that I will say for quarterbacks, 2 of them, that should not be on them. Sometimes a snap should not be a fumble on the quarterback because I've seen some not
Bad
good
snaps,
things.
right.
And dropped receptions that go for a pick
Right.
should not.
Right.
Absolutely not be on the quarterback.
Which quickly back to Mahomes on that, he's actually had a lot of that this year.
A ton.
The Chiefs have had a lot of bad luck on a top of a lot of shitty play.
Yeah. Now, but sort of, I would say with Mahomes, he does throw a really hard fastball sometimes.
But those two things are also correlated.
Yeah.
If you play bad, you get shittier luck.
It's kind of crazy.
I
that way.
will say, I'll add into that for quarterbacks.
Oh, you will?
Yeah.
The wrestler from
Yeah.
you and I?
Hey, I play
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah, at 140.
Hey, slanging that thing.
You heard that story, right?
Flag football, bud.
Did you hear that story?
What?
He was a starting quarterback in high school. What did you weigh?
I mean, I was probably 145 pounds.
Varsity?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I've not heard this.
Yes.
You know when I went?
I was also
you know
still
the
like
last time I weighed
5'10",
140?
5'11".
About 5th grade?
Maybe third.
Maybe 3rd? You were born that way?
So you know what?
No.
You want to know what I?
Third
You
or
want?
fourth.
3rd, 4th year.
So
Yeah.
this will make
Me
Like
too.
legit.
this will make this even better. Like when you mentioned like 3rd grade, 5th grade, whatever.
You were at 12 pounds,
When I
4 ounces.
walked into high school, I was 5'1". I weighed 85 pounds.
That's awesome.
I legitimately was 5'10". I grew maybe half an inch since then. 185. I was 9 inches taller and 100 pounds more than you at that point. And now you were taller than me. And
Yeah.
probably way more than me. I have no idea. What do you weigh?
Like 2 bills.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm 226, baby.
Five.
Weighed in this morning. 5'1".
185.
Yeah.
5'1", 85 pounds.
We might be able to pull this
I
graphic
don't
up.
know that I was
Ever.
5'1", 85.
You might have been 5'1", 85
could
pounds
not
coming out of the
ru-
womb.
No,
With a full head of hair and a full head of teeth.
Oh,
I am
for
not,
sure. I was that big at kindergarten. There's no way.
Turner, I'm-
At least 85. Maybe not the 5'1", 4'7".
You had
Like,
facial
what in the
hair.
world?
No.
You had facial hair
not
coming out of the
facial hair.
womb.
My brother had facial hair way before me. Don't get me wrong. But as far as weight, height goes, I was from kindergarten on. I was.
Could you imagine being 5'1", 85, not 185, 5'1", 85 pounds
Right.
in high school?
I'm going to send this in.
That's why he wrestled. That
They can
makes
put
so
this.
much more
They can
sense
put
now.
this in a graphic. This is completely fine. They can put this in a graphic.
I mean, I
Let's-
couldn't imagine. It wouldn't have happened in Omaha. There's just no way.
What's our
It's
last
impossible.
pick? We're
Oh.
getting off topic.
Rambo.
No, we're
We
way
have-
off topic.
We have two more, don't we?
Over under locks. JMJ is taking Georgia under. I mean, he talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
Georgia, Tennessee under 56.5 points. Georgia might win 50-3.
That's also I'm on Georgia unders. That's my Georgia under, not his. So
Are you doing the exact same thing?
yeah, Georgia unders. Like Tennessee can score points, but not. I mean, nobody can score points against Georgia. So
I about gave you the benefit of the doubt there because
Also,
I put in 65.5.
also an SEC under.
That is an
Also,
SEC.
I like
under.
it. I like those.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie. I really do. But I'm also doing SEC under. So Missouri, South Carolina, 55.5 under.
Yeah,
Those teams don't score points.
that was almost the game that I took from Missouri's favorite in that game.
I know.
South Carolina just destroyed Florida last
I
week.
Sorry,
don't
under
understand
what?
it. 55.5.
55.5. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, like I almost took that one as a.
You know, if you put U's in there, it gets shorter. And SC
And O.
The guy's not. He's not an abbreviator.
Mm-mm.
No.
That's fine.
I like to enunciate.
What are we? What are we at?
Oh, so all right. This works in my favor because I actually took this game. I was questioning this game earlier. UNC Pitt, and I like it over 72.5.
That's a 74.
I changed it because that's what FanDuel has right now.
okay.
I updated it. I liked it. I actually have it circled here on my paper.
At 74.
Over at 74.5.
I mean,
Because I wrote
74
down.
makes sense.
I mean, I wrote down their last couple games. UNC 78, 113, 87, and 60.
Mm-hmm.
Pitt 83, 72. There was another one 84. I think there was another one that was like 67.
And this will be 20-17.
Yeah, likely. That's probably pretty likely.
Because we fade.
Right.
Ryan.
72.
Yeah, I mean, we fade me, especially
so many
after
points.
it's so many.
But one
I
of
mean,
those teams is scoring in the 40s, and like it's not out of the question at all that the other one gets the 30s. Those defenses have shown nothing. That
You're not
would-
wrong.
That would indicate.
I need a live update of my Buffalo
Stop it.
game. Drake's losing to Coe College, 10-7.
It's early.
Alrighty.
Yep.
So
10-17, baby. Let's go, Buff.
them dogs picks.
Well, Buffalo. Plus 20. Well, plus 4.
Plus
whatever.
225.
You had them at plus 225. So we're
bet
gonna
on them at plus 430.
Yeah.
460.
But we're taking them at plus 225
Correct.
because that was prior to the game starting.
For sure.
That was a
100%.
legit thing.
100%.
You and JMJ are on the same.
We're on the same train. I
Is
had
it still there?
I had 7 different because I just started to kind of what actually could happen, and UCF just made the most sense for me.
Okay.
UCF over
there was
SMU.
There was a definite handful of them.
Yeah.
I just want a little
Maction,
just want a little Maction, baby.
And honestly, so throwback to when we were sitting there eating great barbecue. I don't know that I've gotten more excited over a college football game than when Buffalo came back and won
Right.
that game.
Let's go.
And I just jump up, let's go,
Yep.
in the middle of Stoy's living room as Buffalo. Now, granted, my parlay just was demolished, but
Well, game 1 probably. But,
but-
yeah. Let's
no,
go
that
Buffalo.
was game 1. That was game 1, so
You're
I
right,
was
you're
good. I was good. So, JMJ and myself, UCF plus 220 over SMU.
Right. I love it. Small school all around. I've got the 49ers of Charlotte.
Oh, let's
plus,
go.
Plus 205
Charlotte 49ers.
over Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, I mentioned this one at lunch. Wow.
That deserves to.
The line didn't make a ton of sense to me when I was looking at things, and
Wow,
no, why not?
that's just impressive.
Honestly, that one deserves to not be abbreviated. I wrote them completely
Charlotte
out on that one.
49ers.
Charlotte 49ers. Absolutely. I like that one.
Impressive. I like it.
Honestly, my other ones were Minnesota, Iowa. That one was a toss-up game for me because Minnesota's not that bad.
Except for they just lost to Illinois.
Yeah. But I was starting a new quarterback this week.
About damn town. About damn time.
Padilla, he actually didn't look too bad last week.
No, he looks fine, and he's just
You guys,
more, he can
Petras
do
is
more.
so trash. It didn't matter who they started.
Right.
I mean,
better.
they're gonna keep Deuce Hogan on the bench. Like they're gonna.
Yeah.
That guy needs to sit there.
Padilla's best for them overall because it makes Ferentz be the most creative because he knows he can
One-
move a little bit.
There was one line that I was kind of confused about as to why it was this close, and that's Kansas State, West Virginia. I think Kansas State's actually not a bad football team this year.
West Virginia just played. I mean, they didn't play great against Oklahoma State. Don't get me wrong, but that's because Oklahoma State's defense is.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they
tier.
just beat Iowa
They
State,
beat Iowa
but
State.
Kansas State has been playing some pretty darn good football this year.
All of those teams just throw them in a hat and shake it up and draw them out. Like
I don't disagree.
You're right.
So I'm gonna go back to this, and I'm gonna pull this up, and this is gonna be one of our graphics talking about 5'1", 85 pounds, and you might think that I'm a fourth grader in this picture, but I'm a freshman in high school.
nice. Look at you.
You played football, like not
You
football.
don't look like a fourth grader. You look
But
like
football.
you look like a sixth grader.
Hey,
At
perfect,
best.
perfect.
Are you
Oh
gonna
yeah,
sign us off? Or we have.
I did.
We're
play.
gonna sign us off, and then we'll throw in
Right.
our big parlay.
Real quick though, two things I've got. That
Oh, you
that I
got some
gotta get
notes?
in. OBJ, any thoughts? Seahawks Packers is what I'm seeing. He's not going to get claimed off waivers. Nobody's paying that money.
And deadline tonight.
And then, so that's what I've seen. Packers are his number one choice if they want him. Seahawks have also been in talk.
Why?
If
Why
if
pick
I'm
up someone
either-
who's crazy?
If I'm either one of those teams, I don't want him. So I don't.
No.
I don't know.
So
Why
the
pick
only
him up?
thing that I go back with is because he's got that prima donna, he's got that craziness. Like at one point, Antonio Brown was thought to have that, and then he got with a veteran quarterback with Tom Brady in New England and now in Tampa Bay.
yeah, but
Toned down,
Brown
and
was-
Antonio Brown has been playing. He's been good.
He was thought to do that, but then the Steelers they're crazy. The locker room's insane. So
right.
maybe he was
but
right.
But I'm saying like that's the thought. Like
But
obviously,
OBJ's
like,
not Antonio
OBJ's
Brown.
just-
He's not that good.
No.
He's not as good as Antonio Brown.
He's not going to
No.
get. Here's the thing: is like he needs the targets. He's not going to get the targets in Seattle. He's not going to get the targets in.
Damn
like,
sure not there.
Wilson spreads the ball all over.
He didn't care who was
Rodgers
out
throws the ball to Adams. So
Yeah.
he's not thrown into OBJ. Like,
No.
that's where. So
And Saints,
we
the
talked.
Saints were involved with it too, and I'm like,
I haven't really looked.
They don't
into
have
this
a cap
much, but
space.
when this first started to happen and first talked about, my one thing is, do the Raiders supplement Ruggs now, and do they bring in OBJ?
they would fit the locker room culture of what the Raiders do.
right, but yeah,
Crazy.
Carr to me is the same as Baker. He's not a guy that
Nope.
is like. I don't think. That's
I
gonna
don't.
fit
I,
either.
I don't disagree.
Because there's
but
not
I'm
a real
saying
good
from
team
a
that
from a
OBJ
standpoint of
fits.
like plug and play, and you need to make
The Giants.
make a. Well, he's not going back there.
No, but
Jets.
yep.
Let
But he's not
Mike
gonna- he's not gonna
let
go there.
Mike White sling OBJ the rock.
Ooh.
I like that. Actually.
But he won't. I mean,
Right.
because waivers, he was supposed to. It's tonight, right?
Yeah,
I think.
it,
Yeah,
if he did-
he'll clear waivers.
He'll clear
waivers. Now he gets to decide. He's not going to play for
Right,
the Jets or
that's
the
what I'm
Giants.
saying, like,
He's gonna go. He wants a contender. Guess what? The contenders are like, we're good.
Right.
Name a contender that'd be like, yeah,
Right.
let's do that.
off the cuff. I mean, it's not as good. I don't think either of these guys are as good of a quarterback as Baker. But I don't know who's going to steal a ton of his targets while Kittle's out. The Niners.
Debo. They got
But is-
Sanu.
is-
They don't need him.
But
right.
they're
Well,
gonna-
The Steelers. The Steelers might be a place.
but they have Deontay Johnson, who's been playing.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
don't-
it.
I don't see a great lean.
I just-
that
Not.
was
it's-
kind of my point of bringing it up. Is it is as much as he thinks he's probably
He doesn't have a
wanted
market.
somewhere, I don't think that he's really got a market right
Doesn't
now.
have a market unless someone gets hurt.
So here's the tough part about that, and total different positions. It almost feels a little bit like a Cam situation. Like Cam Newton's a good quarterback, or has shown flashes of
Cam
being a
hasn't
good.
been good since his MVP.
But
year.
he's shown to be a good quarterback. Like Odell Beckham's shown in the past that he's a good wide receiver. He's got great hands.
But they want to be the dude.
Exactly.
Not the dude.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. This
Cam
gives
could
me
be on any
flashes
team
of-
as a backup
This
right
gives
now.
me flashes of Cam Newton.
It's just Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook effect of.
And now LeBron's like, what the hell did
Give
I
Melo
do?
the money.
But
All right, what's your second point?
nah, we're good on that. We
The
can bring that up
big
later.
thing. But again, first time going live-ish. Appreciate you guys. As always, like, subscribe, follow, share, comment at us. Honestly, get in on our money lock, spread lock, over under lock, and dog picks. Like these are fun for us. Get in on that. Comment on that. Those are pretty easy comments to have, and we'd love to see what your guys' thoughts are on there. And if you have thoughts on these games, trash us if you think that our picks are bad. Like, we're all in
Come
for
at
that.
us. Come
at us. Absolutely. And we didn't get much of commentary last week, but we need some shitty shots for next week, right?
Yes, sir.
We sure do.
Like
We sure do.
we're leaving it up to you guys now. Like we'll go out, we'll find the shitty shot, we'll find the bottle, we'll find whatever we need to make. But next week, that loser's got to take a shitty shot from the public. Like you guys got to choose that for
We're
us.
looking for shitty.
And guess what? It's not going to be me.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, ladies and gents, get involved. Once again, we appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Peace.
Peace.
It's time